I booked my bounce back trip with Momma and Auntie Judy, and they have given me more attention in the last couple weeks than my other travel agent did in an entire year already. So I am very happy working with them. They're amazing.
Well, I think you're amazing, Allison. And I think all of our listeners are going to be amazed this week when we go geeking on Walt Disney World.
Are you ready for a fun-filled hour of food favorites, resort hopping, and hanging out with Disney World geeks? It's now time to go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Here's our dad and co-host. Hollywood was impressed with his performance in crowd scenes at the Indiana Jones stunt show. He never misses an 11 a.m. margarita at the Mexican Pavilion. And Mike Wazowski is still raving about his performance as that guy over at Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Curtis Stone.
Hey, Disney World geeks. This week, Super Geek Wendy Fox interviews me and gets my perspective on the Grand Geekin' Gathering and all of the highlights from the October trip on episode 320 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. I am your Geekin' Family podfather, Curtis Stone, and we are the family-friendly father-daughter podcast, also featuring Momma, Auntie Judy, soul sister Holly, and cousins Jen and EJ. And our Geekin' family will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions, as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. And I'm so excited you're here with us listening to our show. Geeky Disney people are awesome, and we consider you family, part of our Geekin' family. And join us every Monday as we share travel tips, resort reviews, and lots of food talk through our live trip reports, interviews with our Geekin' family members about their trips, and special guest roundtables on fun Disney World topics from Geekin' family members all around the world. And we take pride in the awesome and positive community in our Geekin' family, so come join us to share in our love for Walt Disney World and each other, and I bet you'll learn something to try on your next vacation. Your vacation is important. Rest, relaxation, and rejuvenation. Time with the family, and I believe so much you need to make time for your vacation. It should be a priority in your life. The number one tip we hear from our Geekin' family, Super Geeks, is that you need to plan before you go to Disney World. You just can't wing it. Are you on a quest to conquer Disney World? When you're up against Disney World, you need the Force like Luke Skywalker used to conquer the dark side. And Disney World has villains like Darth Vader too. They got crowds and complicated choices, and every hero needs a guide. Luke had Obi-Wan and Yoda, and you got Momma, Judy, Jennifer, EJ, and me. We'd love to be your guides. We help book and plan Disney trips. We're Disney travel experts, and we're independent travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge. And Fairy Tale Concierge is an authorized platinum Disney vacation planner agency. So let our team explain it all to you and help you create a great plan with fast passes, dining reservations, and tips on the best rooms and resorts in Disney World. Hey geeks, I can't help when I'm doing my intro with the Star Wars theme to think about the Mandalorian that Momma and I have, and all you geeks have been really loving on Disney Plus. I just watched the 5th episode last night. Oh, that is so fantastic. And I've never been really a huge Star Wars. I guess I was when I was a kid, when the original 3 episodes came out. I've fallen off a bit as an adult, but now I am getting really back into it. And this Mandalorian is such a super hit. Definitely, if you haven't checked it out, everyone's talking about it. So I'm sure everyone listening to this podcast is checking out Disney Plus and The Mandalorian. Well, this week's show, it's a big one. 2 hours of reviewing the October trip from my perspective, and Momma and Judy and Ken. And Wendy Fox came down to Auntie Judy's house. She lives out in upper New York State, and we live in the northwest corner of Connecticut. So it was about an hour and a half for her to come down here. So Wendy, thank you so much for coming down and doing my trip report. We had some charcuterie and drinks. We were in Auntie Judy's dining room. So you do get the perspective also from Mama and Judy and Ken. I was thinking we were going to do like an hour of my perspective and some of the questions that the geeks put in our Facebook group for Wendy to ask me particularly. And then we would do our full trip report with Mama, Judy, and Ken. But it all kind of came together and they were interjecting their opinions as we reviewed the trip. So it worked out really well. Oh, before I get started, a little preview of one of our listeners, one of our super geeks, one of our Fab Five, Heather Brainerd, sent us in this little audio from her perspective. So this will be a little preview of what you're going to hear coming up in my trip report.
Hi, Wendy. It's Heather Brainerd. I have a post-Disney cold, so I don't quite sound like myself, but I did want to send in the message that you requested. I have so many favorite memories from the G3, but the one that popped immediately into mind was our meetup at Top of the World Lounge, which for me was my first official event of the G3, and it for me really brought it home, like, wow, this is really happening. All these people that I've known for years, and most of them I hadn't yet met face to face, they're real. I really get to meet them. It just was kind of an overwhelming moment for me, but in such a beautiful way. So, and it was also, of course, wonderful to see Kurt and Mama, even though they couldn't be there at that Top of the World meetup. It was great to see them when they did get to the world.
Thanks, Heather. I love to hear everyone's perspective from their experience down in October, the G3, and that was fantastic. Always see Heather. I see Heather a lot down at the Disney World. It's funny. We seem to plan our trip times at the same time. And now the highlights that you're going to hear on my trip report is the reviewing of how we planned our trip. So Mom and Judy are travel agents. They do a fantastic job. They've always done a fantastic job of planning our trips. We stayed at the Pop and the Caribbean Beach. We'll review those resorts. The Skyliner, such a big hit. I think you guys are all going to love the Skyliner like we did. We talked food and wine festival, the filet mignon, the smoked corned beef, the beef stroganoff, maple cheesecake, pork belly and cheese bread, all those things. The Whispering Canyon, I had dinner over there with Glenn Kessler and Wendy and Deirdre. Ohana's with Kevin and Deborah. Be Our Guest Breakfast, talk about the pre-order option, which was something I think is a great geek and tip. Olga's Canteen, Docking Bay 7 Breakfast, the Enchanted Rose Lounge over the Grand Floridian. This is my first time in Star Wars, and I get a big surprise seeing Amanda Bond. You'll hear a lot of me talking about the geeks that I met while I was in the parks. They had those extra magic hours over at Galaxy's Edge during this time. My first Millennium Falcon experience, some of those new PhotoPass pictures that you get. So those surprised me. I hadn't heard about those. We talk a little bit about how the podcast got started and explaining the meetup and how it felt from my perspective to see all of those geeks come down for the G3. I mean, what was different in this Disney trip from others that we've taken before? How hard did we go? The Disney rash. Yeah, I got a little rash in the back of my legs. It's a heat rash. I never heard about that either. More meetups with Jen Moynihan Wynn. Surprise meetup in the Galaxy's Edge. Seems like we were always running into geeks. Claudia Morass and her daughter meetup. The Top of the World Lounge, that first meetup that I was not at, but Wendy was there, and so was Auntie Judy. How the G3 was organically organized. The Wine Bar George meetup. Oh yeah, Kevin, Deb, Glenn, AJ, Stacy, Zito, meeting them for the very first time. That was my first official meetup at the Wine Bar George, and I really loved the Wine Bar George down in Disney Springs. Rope drop in the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, doing the Kessler run, talking about how those fast passes, how to do tricks with those to get as many as you can in Magic Kingdom. First time meeting Chris Cates. There was a great picture there of the Fab 5 were there. So the bingo scavenger hunt game that we did. Going over to the pool bar at Pop Century to watch the Nationals in the World Series. Sunday was the official Epcot meetup, the group picture event, describing all of my emotions from meeting all the Geekin' family. She asked me a bunch of questions. These were coming from the group too, I think. How have I grown in the podcast? What's it been like to be the leader of such a fast-growing show? What lessons have I learned from G3? What surprised me most? And then a bunch of stories, the swimsuit story, the Epcot dinner story, the mugs story. some of my favorite memories and meetups. The debacle story. What didn't go well? The Skyliner to the flying fish issue that we had. And then the pontoon fireworks cruise over to Epcot. Wow. And what else? When are we going to do the next G3? Well, are you ready to go to Disney World with me, Momma, Judy, and Ken? I have to warn you, we go full stink, and we bring lots of other geeks with us for the ride.
All right, so usually you ask the questions.
I know,
so
this is fun.
now you're going to be answering the questions.
I'm anxious. It's hard being on the other side of this,
We'll take care of you.
Okay. So
you got to make me feel warm and comfortable.
Okay, so we're going to talk all about the Grand Geek and Gathering that happened in October 2019. Mm-hmm. So let's start off. Who went with you?
Who was my family and party? Well, Momma, who's here in the room with us.
Mm-hmm. Hi, geeks.
And Auntie Judy.
Hi, geeks.
And Ken.
Hey, geeks. Who's in the shower? He's in the shower. He'll be back.
The four of us have been traveling the last couple of years together, so without kids. So it was the same crew.
Okay.
It's been going the last few years together.
So you got down to Disney. Where did you all stay? And what did you think the best thing was about all your resorts?
Yeah, well, I'm fortunate that I have the Traveling Tiaras as my travel agents. They always book the resorts. They book a lot of the restaurants and fast passes.
The discounts.
I do what
all the restaurants.
I do. Yeah, I do. Well, usually give me one choice. Not this time. We were on the quick serve plan. Yeah. But we stayed. First of all, we stayed at Pop. Mm-hmm. We originally were going to fly in on Saturday of the Geek and Meetup, and this is typical of my trips. Mom and Judy start talking amongst each other, and probably with the rest of the Geekin family at some point. And we ended up. I think Mom will send me. I'll be in a meeting or something at work, and she'll say, "Oh, look, I got a great airfare for Friday. Mm-hmm. What if we go in and And
actually,
by this time,
that's for real. That's not made up.
No, actually
and
happened.
It was really expensive to go from Friday when I first booked the air. It's like $300 a person. Mm. So I just said, Saturday's fine. Go Saturday. And shortly before the trip, I checked.
Well, not short. A couple months ago?
Yeah. Well, not even. I think it was closer than that.
Yeah.
But then I heard that all the geeks were doing things on Friday, and because we drive, I said, we're going to go down a day early. And they were still coming on Saturday. Yeah. And he was like, what? You know about us?
Well, I'm so glad. Yeah, because a lot of this planning was happening organically, which we'll talk about, which was so cool how everybody was really chipping in on the planning and setting up restaurants and other kinds of meats and like that. And when I saw, you guys had the wine bar George was getting set up for Friday night.
Right.
There was then it started to be the let's recreate the Auntie Judy Tower of Terror incident.
And, it was down.
And all these fun things were starting to happen. When she ever asked me, "Do you want to go a day early?" I was like all over that. So we had Pop already booked, and then later,
first we were going to stay at All Star Sports.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we originally had All Stars.
And then we heard the Skyliner was opening, so we moved. Yeah. And there were a bunch of geeks that were going to be at sports, and they all moved also.
Yeah. I was going to ask you if that's why you stayed there, because of the Skyliner.
Yeah. It was a big motivator for sure, obviously, to check that out. We weren't sure. I mean, when Disney promises, I think they were promising the fall. We were hoping.
Right.
We were in the fall, so it would open in time, but you never know. So that was cool. And then Mom even later... This was even later. She goes, "Oh, look at!" She again calls me at work. She's all excited about an opening that appeared on Caribbean Beach.
Mm-hmm. That was really. I think I called Judy and said, "We got to do this. We got to try Caribbean Beach."
Yep. So we split it, and it was pretty much split in half. We had 8 nights. Right?
I think so, wasn't it? We moved Wednesday,
so I was excited
Thursday.
to stay there.
It's 4 and 3.
But I have to say,
5 and 3.
I think Pop Century for Skyliner access is the best.
Easier.
Because Caribbean, you either walk, and it's a considerable walk, or you have to take the internal bus.
Yeah.
To get to the Skyliner.
Not too bad, but there's 2 places you can get on at the Caribbean Beach. There's the Riviera. So depending what end of the resort, or if you're in the middle, you kind of have a choice to go either side to get on or off when you're on the Skyliner. But yeah, talking about the benefits of the resort, these guys scored big time on your touringplans.com room request. And we had the 60s building, which I love the 60s music and all that. And we had a room on the first floor right in the middle. So we were halfway between the Skyliner and the lobby in the food court.
Nice.
I mean, we were just so perfectly, and the pool's right in front of us.
Yeah.
I mean, you could not have scored a better room.
It's better to go for the preferred room.
That's
Top, All Stars, even Caribbean Beach.
Yeah. And don't forget, Art of Animation's a great deal, too, because the Skyliner splits that lake that's in the middle. The Skyliner comes in the bridge right in the middle there. So Art of Animation is, bumped up a notch, too. The Skyliner, well, it had its highs and lows.
It did.
And it's the highs being the convenience and fun factor of and
really cool
speed that it really moves and loads and all that stuff.
But I think they're just shaking out the startup kinks. I think that's going to smooth out.
We'll tell that story later on. But
And I think that people can get on with a stroller and not have to fold it up, at least a single stroller. I think
plenty
that's
of room.
going to be great.
You get 6 in there comfortably, I think, isn't it? And then
oh my God, I think you could probably fit 10.
Yeah.
5 on each side.
But I had the scooter, and we were getting on at Epcot one night, and there were 4 people in front of me. So if we were on a bus, I would have never made it.
Yeah.
They send this when they have the 2 that wait for the scooter. Every 2 minutes, one goes out.
Okay.
I only waited 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was on the Skyliner, and the line of people coming in from Epcot just melted away. It just
it was really nice after the
really
fireworks.
fast.
I was concerned after the Epcot fireworks.
Right.
No,
that
we tested
would.
it. The line was huge. It was
Right.
like 1,000 people trying to board, and it went by so fast.
I timed it because I recorded live there.
Yeah.
Kevin was with us.
Yeah,
and
you, me, and Kevin.
We were waiting in line. It was like 10 minutes to get on, and then like another 20 minutes to get back to the resort.
You could have never made that on
It was
the
awesome.
buses.
Yeah.
No.
So the resort, I mean, we love Pop as a value. It's
I really liked Pop.
Caribbean
The
Beach was
remodel.
great.
Yeah.
The remodeling they've done for the food court and now with the Skyliner, I think Caribbean Beach was the moderate that took a lot of heat, or was the worst loved of the Disney moderates. For me, it's got a great vibe. The pool is all redone, and I mean, they still have the problem that it's a big resort that you got to take the buses around in a circle and that kind of thing. But it's still, I think it's really, really nice. I didn't really, of course, I didn't get a lot of time to enjoy my resort, as we'll find out as we go through this.
Yeah.
So, well, it wouldn't be complete without asking you if you had any food highlights for your trip.
Highlights or low lights?
This trip, mostly
Positive side highlights.
as we go as adults, I think food is an attraction for us, and we put a lot of time and effort. Not as much this time, but I love doing the quick serve meal plan when the festivals are there. And I got to tell you, I was really impressed with the Food and Wine Festival in terms of the food portions and the value and the flavors and the fun of the food booths. I can remember my first impression when I did this years ago, Food and Wine. I was a little disappointed in the portions. They were kind of tiny for me.
No, they definitely amped
I'm all
up the
about
size.
big portions.
You're right, yeah.
And value, and Disney usually is that way. They were, I mean, people had told me of certain things to try. Like when we first got there, we had the filet mignon at the Canada Pavilion.
Oh, so good.
That was fantastic. I had planned to do 3 of them, but Mom had one. I think I might have eaten part of yours. You didn't even eat the whole thing, Mom.
I didn't
So that I wish I could have tried more things. That's my only disappointment.
I know. It was so hard.
It's fun having the podcast too, because people obviously, I'm interviewing folks, and we have the Facebook group sharing things that they're enjoying. So I had seen that smoked corned beef.
I posted that smoked corned beef brisket
Oh my God. It
Is
was
that on the potato chips?
on the potato chips, and it had little cheese curds.
and cheese sauce.
Yes, I remember you eating that with Kevin.
Which one was that at?
It was at that smoked booth, right when you first. It was like the very first booth in the festival, that smokehouse.
Yeah.
And there was some kind of sauce on it.
Yeah,
Like a
cheese sauce.
Cheese sauce.
It was fabulous. And it was just, she was reaching in like with these claws to grab the corned beef out of this pot.
Yeah.
And I mean, just a huge portion. It was, Just so good and
No
tasty.
complaints there.
That was like a meal, and it was a snack credit.
You know what else was good was at the cheese booth as you're going into Epcot on the right. They had some kind of a beef. Remember that we had the beef there with the cheese
Yeah.
sauce.
What was that?
It was almost like a pot roast, but it,
The stroganoff.
yes, the
The
stroganoff.
stroganoff. Yep.
Oh,
I
so
was gonna
good.
say.
They also, I didn't have this, but
Here.
people had the maple cheesecake that was
You had
huge.
that.
I
I
saw
Saw
it.
it, yeah.
You have
Deborah
good,
had
Ken?
that. Ken had
Oh,
that.
it's delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, Ken likes all the little
I,
treats.
I saw it and online
yeah.
on Facebook, and I said, "Yeah, put that one on my list."
Oh, there it is. Yep, the smoked corned beef served with crispy potatoes, which were chips, right?
Yeah,
Cheese
my
curds,
favorite.
pickled
chips.
onions, and beer cheese fondue. That's why it was so yummy.
It was delicious.
Well, Mom, you told me about the one over at the Brazil.
Oh yeah, with the
pork?
cheese bread and the
What's the pork?
pork belly.
Pork belly.
Crispy pork
Crispy
belly.
pork belly. The cheese bread was extra. That was an extra one, but that is just bread with cheese in it. That was all. I was all about that. That was good too.
Yeah,
What was the other one we had?
I'm looking.
Those were good.
This is a good app, guys. If you're looking for it for next year, this
What is it?
It's called 2019 Food and Wine.
Yeah.
I have that.
Yeah, and it lets you sort it by what you want to do, what you don't want to do. You can see everything, and then after you eat something, you click on it, and it'll go away. And you can. It's just a fantastic app, and I would recommend you get it for next year or this year if you're going to be down there. 2019 Food and Wine.
The corned beef was
Free.
so good. We were in a rush. Kevin and I were rushing to meet these guys somewhere, and I said, "We got to stop in here." We grabbed one of those. He had a bunch of food credits and
I
snack
had way
credits.
too many. Yeah.
So he bought one of those. I bought one, and then he bought like the slider or something, like the beef slider or something.
Brisket.
Brisket. Yeah, it was. You're right, brisket. So, yeah, really big kudos to the Food and Wine Festival. That was awesome. I got surprised with you, Wendy and Deirdre
remember
and
that.
Glenn and I. Again, another free meal for me. Glenn,
Whispering Canyon.
Whispering Canyon. I hadn't
Oh,
been
you
there.
went over there?
I hadn't been there in years. You
Nice.
guys, you gave me permission to go.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I didn't know. We didn't know where you were going. We just know you were going somewhere.
Actually, Glenn came up to me and he like creeped up to me with his hands folded. Is it okay if I take her away? And I said, just go.
That was his last day too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was leaving that night
Was it that night?
Yeah.
after dinner.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he
That's
was.
right.
Flight.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of place. That's a fun family, kind of crazy.
Is that the place with the ketchup? If
Yeah,
you
that's
want
the
the
ketchup.
ketchup, they
Yes.
go crazy.
Yes.
I haven't been there in
So
years.
what'd you guys have?
I heard they
Hear about
stopped
it.
doing it, but they have ribs and
Or you do like a family platter.
sausage.
They bring you out skillets. So like Deirdre and I
Yeah.
both got the salmon.
Yeah, different.
Whatever
Yeah.
was in.
They have a
so
choice of
bought
skillets.
A
yeah.
skillet
Yeah.
for us, the two of us to share, but it was unlimited.
share it
so
too,
if you
yeah.
wanted more,
Yeah.
then you got the smoked. She got the smoked meat,
Something like that. Yeah.
like brisket and
Yeah.
sausage.
Yeah, that's
or-
right. Brisket was in there too. Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, that's right up my alley. No problem.
It's
It's
been a
fun.
while since we've been there, but
It's another one of those
food's
fun
good.
family places. Like the kids have a parade that they go marching around. I was curious to see if the ketchup thing was still a thing because I had heard that they had
Yeah.
stopped that.
Yeah.
The kids parade with the horse.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
My
riding
6'6"
horses.
son Ben joined them when we were there. Yes,
You know, I would
Well,
too.
he
but
is your kid.
I know.
Yeah.
I was trying to impress my listeners, so I didn't go do that. I was trying to show off, No, it was. Yeah, that was cool. It was fun to do that. I hadn't done that in a long time. I've been wanting to do that. Go over to Wilderness Lodge. I had such a
Want some olives or
whirlwind
anything?
day and weekend.
Yeah.
That was just
No.
Mushroom.
We did Ohana's, which was fun mostly because of the company. We had Kevin and Deborah, and Deirdre was there, I believe, too.
Yep.
Yep. And then these cast of characters. That never disappoints. Had a few
No, we
drinks.
had a nice meal there.
Food is so good there.
What was cool,
So
so
happy
for the
Deirdre liked
rumor
it.
or the talk that's been going around about Ohana was they try to rush you through.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
So
not
Mom-
a rumor.
Mom and it isn't because we talked with Len Testa, who's actually
Never
investigated
been
that.
forced through a
Yeah.
meal so fast in my life.
Yeah, we had heard that, and I'd never thought about it. But anyways, other people were telling me about it, and these two, Judy, and they're not quiet at all when we go somewhere, especially Judy.
Thank you so much.
He's not talking about me.
No, Ken's quiet.
Low profile.
Exactly, but they told them the server there, we'd like to take our time. We're all
don't
adults.
rush the courses,
Please
is
don't
what we
rush
said.
us.
And he promised he didn't? And
No,
he didn't.
he said, I think they know. I think, they know the different crowds or whatever. I don't know. But he was very, very welcoming for that.
I think we were there 2 hours.
Okay, so he was accommodating.
Absolutely.
your request.
So that was
Because
good.
usually the meat comes out right after that
Right.
platter, and you can't
Right.
even focus on what the platter,
Right.
So it was.
I think it was fun.
We did a good job.
Again, it wasn't always about the food. It was more about the company. And we had another reason why I wanted to be there early was Saturday morning. I would have missed this, but to be our guest breakfast. We all did.
Oh, yeah.
And,
That was fun.
That was really fun.
Thank you to Wendy for giving us some books here of pictures that she made for us and kind of categorized in some of the events that we had.
Amazing.
And I just saw that picture and of the crew. And I remember when we were taking that picture, Wendy says, "Oh, wait a minute, I got an idea. Let's take the chair and put me sitting in front of everybody." That was fun. But we had a really good crew at that breakfast.
Be our guests will never be the same. We only had a few reservations, but we took an awful lot of people in with us.
But you know what? They just opened, so there's plenty of
And
seating.
there's plenty of room.
Plenty
And
of seating.
They don't care.
That was kind of cool that you could order a few days ahead of time.
Yes.
I didn't know about that. These guys, of course, did. They were like, "Curtis!" They're on the phone, the tiaras, and we got to order your food. I'm like, "What?
Yeah. You can pre-order.
What do you want?" And I think most of us did pre-order. You go into a separate line, and that was, I think, an open-faced, croissant, ham and cheese and egg sandwich kind of thing. And I had my first cinnamon roll. It was only about this big, though, a little tiny one,
Yeah.
which I stole promptly from the table right away from everybody.
Oh my gosh, how many plates of pastries did they? I think they
Yep.
bought 3 plates of pastry. We didn't even eat them all.
So I had never been there, so I didn't realize. So for breakfast, you order one entree. Although I didn't think I ordered egg whites to try to be healthy, and that was very small. That and a sliced tomato was very small. But then they bring out trays, unlimited trays, of pastry for the table to share, and then there's the hot drinks are to share, and then if you want juice, I believe that came with your breakfast, and it was only the mimosas that were an additional charge.
Yeah.
No, that was included with.
If you were
The
on
regular
quick
meal
service plan.
quick service plan
Okay,
was?
quick service.
Yep.
Well, you got a choice of, and you had picked chocolate milk ahead of time.
I don't remember.
We were all drinking
You would have
mimosas.
upped it.
I was going to do a toast, but all I had was a chocolate milk. I think I still did my toast. I didn't. I was like, how did I end up with a chocolate milk and not a mimosa?
Pre-order.
Can you specifically order stuff in advance, particular items that you want, instead of a particular platter that they have set up?
Nope, they have
So you have to-
selections from
Yeah,
their
select order.
selections.
Yeah.
So you can't select anything else. It has
Nope.
to be one of the above.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Trying to think of it. What are other food highlights? Not as much food highlights on this trip that I can.
Well, we were on quick serve, so that made it easy and fun. I enjoyed it because you're not tied to
Right.
I gotta be here at 5:00. So
The other one I'll say, we usually talk about lounges. So
The one I was just going to ask you about this.
Star Wars
Oh no!
lounge.
Okay.
Oh, I can talk about other ones too.
That was great.
Olga's.
Olga's Canteen. That was a great reservation to have. The line was kind of
10:45 in the
big.
morning, and we were wobbling when we left there.
You guys, maybe.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Well, a lot of shady characters in there from the Star Wars land. But it was
Very fun. It's not to be missed.
Yeah, and for people who are old school Star Wars, that is the perfect place. You gotta try that.
That was fun.
It's right out of the movie.
Yeah.
It is.
Perfect. It looked like everything you'd see in.
Ken reminded me the booth that you're in is kind of like the same one Han Solo is in, where he blasts one of the bad guys. He was telling us stories about that while we were there, and I was, everyone's excited about.
Judy and I were smugglers.
Oh, they took home the menu.
Well, there's actually 2 restaurants. There's one in the original Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then there's the later Star Wars where Han Solo, I guess, gets killed.
Oh, okay.
That's the Oga.
Oh,
Han
reference.
Solo gets killed.
Oh, why?
Ah, la, 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 la.
I should have said that.
And when you go, you have to have the fuzzy tauntaun,
Oh, yeah, that's...
which is
That was crazy.
peach vodka and all kinds of stuff I can't pronounce, but it had Buzz button tingling foam.
We didn't read that part before we ordered them.
I didn't know anything about it, so I was so excited.
It makes your lips tingle.
No,
Yeah.
it's
No,
like
wow.
beyond.
It is a weird feeling. It's like when you stick your finger in a light socket and your teeth.
Everybody's done that, right?
Is that where you got the beer play?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. Everyone was so excited about making droids, building their own droid, or doing a lightsaber, build a lightsaber. For me, when I ever saw that they had this take-home beer flight, I remembered it when we sat down. I'm like, I want that. $85 with the beer, and the beers were pretty decent too. And it's what's that thing called? It's a Rancor beer flight souvenir board with 4 teeth, and it's what I liked about it is really solid too. It's made of ceramic, so it's not. It could have been plastic, you know,
Yeah.
and it's not. It's a great souvenir.
What were the cups the teeth made out of in there?
They're like ceramic.
They were ceramic?
Yeah,
too?
Yeah.
it's really
They weren't
solid.
plastic.
Did they bring you a clean one to take home?
Yeah, you know the box. It's really packaged like tight too. It's like cardboard and foam, and it's solid when you get it and you unpack it. It took me a while. It's like all this. Open up a Christmas present with all this stuff that you got to unpack it. So, yep, they give you a clean one, and Judy and Ken got it safely home to me in their car. So that was fun. We had a breakfast, and again, another one that was free. Kevin Curtis Allen was with us over there and took us to the, what's that one called? The
Docking Bay
7?
7,
Yeah. I gotta tell you, I was a little disappointed in my sausage. It was more like a kielbasa.
Oh, I liked it.
Mine was a little bony. I had a couple of pieces in there from
I
like,
liked it. It was like a real meaty.
the egg was kind of cool. It was a little different, like a poached egg.
And
that
blue
was,
potatoes.
Yeah, the potatoes were blue. Half of my breakfast was good. The other half, I was like,
Too far out of the norm for me. I like things that look like food.
A lot of the geeks were talking about was it the Rancor racks? Ronco rack.
which I missed. And
Ronto's Roasters. Did they change the name of that place already too? 'Cause
No,
I heard
no.
they changed all the names of the sandwiches and
Oh, I
everything.
didn't hear that.
Yeah.
But
No,
Stacy
that's-
liked that.
yes.
Was good. That was her favorite.
That's getting rave reviews, and put that in the category of things I missed because I would have liked to have done that.
Let's just do that.
No,
in
it's not just
January.
breakfast. It's you can get one for lunch.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, they change it up for
They
breakfast.
changed the ingredients, right?
Yeah.
The fillings.
Certainly didn't go hungry. What was the lounge you were thinking of?
We tried in Grand Floridian. They had that new lounge upstairs.
Enchanted Rose.
Enchanted Rose.
That was a great idea because that was right after our long day,
Right after the awards
the
ceremony.
Glenn Kessler run,
Yep.
and we did the bingo game, and then a bunch of us went over there again. Just all of these meetups and having a drink there. Yeah, I wanted to see that because that was all reimagined
And it
too.
Just brand new.
They just
So what did you think of that lounge?
That's really nice. I don't know. It hasn't really changed a lot. The space that we were in, there's more space that they built to the side of that looked like, I don't know if it's a restaurant or something. I couldn't tell what was going on over there, but it's more. There's more space now that they use for that lounge. I don't know if the band even plays out front there. I don't think anymore either, though.
the orchestra plays downstairs now.
Yeah.
Downstairs at the opposite end. They
Yeah.
didn't take them away because I thought they were gone. They just moved them.
Oh, okay.
I think it's supposed to be more craft cocktails now.
Yeah.
I think that was maybe
Okay.
part of the reimagining because I heard the bartender speaking to a couple and said, well, tell me what you like and I'll make something for you.
Oh.
So I think that's part of what the new part of the restaurant is too.
It's one of our key tips. It was hot. This trip was unexplainably hot, and it was really cool to. You got to go over to if you're hot in Magic Kingdom and you want to take a break, going over to any of those
Little lounges.
the
Temple
lounges that are
Lounge.
on the monorail loop, and that was a great.
Yeah.
I think Kevin had a reservation for 1900 Park Fair right there.
Yes, he did.
We ended up getting back on the monorail and going on over to Contempo Cafe for dinner.
With the Madeiris and what? Was
Yeah.
it just us and the
Deirdre?
Madeiris? And Deirdre.
Deirdre.
Again, it was the company. I mean, I don't think that lounge is anything special, but it's a great opportunity to see the resort.
It was nice.
Wasn't
Yeah.
You showed me the different Lumieres that were up
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
The little, which you don't even notice if you don't take the time to walk around and actually look and see
Yeah.
what's on the bookcases. That was really neat.
It's pretty.
They were accommodating to our big group that
Yeah.
was there.
Yes, they definitely were.
we just kind of took over.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Here
other
we are.
than the Grand Geek and Gathering part of it, Was there anything you did on the trip for the first time?
Well, we've talked about the Star Wars. That was fun to see. It was a great tip too. I went over early in the morning. I know, Wendy, you were supposed to go, but you didn't make it. I don't know. Weren't you supposed to go that Sunday morning?
I slept in until 6 a.m. My
gosh.
sleeping morning was 6 a.m. I was up at 4:45
You overslept.
every other day.
You didn't oversleep. You would have had a fun time seeing me the first time. I went by myself, but met up with Glenn Kessler, Rob Madiri, Jeff Kessler, and Susan Cox were there. So again, this was fun to have some friends to go over there and experience it for the first time. We had some great pictures. We did. The bus was a little disappointing though. They were supposed to run them from like 2 buses, one at 5 and one at 5:30,
Yeah.
and we didn't get a bus till like 5:30, 5:45. Some people were jumping on the
Uber or something.
the Ubers and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was in line for the bus, and someone goes, my son just overheard your voice. This is at 5:00 in the morning, and I want to know, are you Kurt Stone? I was like, yes, and I can't believe you heard my voice. Like, I was not loud. It's 5:00 in the morning. We're getting on a bus, and but there was a big queue of people lining up to go there. It was Amanda Bond, I think, that caught me there.
She's so sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then she took the Uber. She quit the buses and took an Uber over there. But the trick that these guys told me that they learned, because they were there earlier in the week, was to do, even though it was extra early morning hours, we rode Slinky Dog for the first time.
Oh.
And so we did Toy Story. We did Slinky Dog, which we were getting on, and Amanda was coming off and said, "Hey, Amanda, you want to come with us?" So she got on. It was a lot of fun on this trip to sit in the front of one of these roller coasters and do a selfie and have all your friends in the background. Wow. I got some great pictures from those. Like Rob and I were in the front there. So that was a great tip, because people obviously go right to the Millennium Falcon, which is the only ride really attraction there.
I bet it was neat to see it in the dark with all the lights.
That's true. It was still dark.
We haven't seen that like that yet.
No, it was cool that it was so early in the morning that it was still dark. But we took some really nice pictures in front of the Falcon and like that. And I got to ride the Millennium Falcon for the first time. And, well, Glenn scared me half to death, because no one had told me that
It's nauseating.
I thought everyone I had heard so far that I had interviewed had said, nope, you don't have to worry about it. You're not going to feel any nausea with doing this attraction.
Pilot, I didn't feel the nausea.
You didn't?
But as the gunner,
I thought.
I was.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we had a 4-year-old kid and his mom.
That could have been it.
Like, boom, the first, when it first takes off, and crash, boom, and the mom's trying to steer and do both, and I had to lay my head down. I said, I can't. I can see it.
But Flight of Passage, you cannot turn away from it unless you close your eyes. There's no getting around or away from the stuff that flashes past you. But in the Millennium Falcon, if you're the engineer or you're the gunner, you can kind of look at the surroundings below you, so you don't have to.
The side panels and the buttons that are there.
If you feel a little bit nauseous, you can look away. And so I was a gunner. I was a gunner twice and an engineer. I didn't really have the nerve without my boning to do the pilot. I figured next time I'll do that.
It's less nauseating because you're in control.
But it's intense.
Really?
Yeah.
When you're the pilot, you're so focused on either going left or right or up and down.
All right.
And it happens so fast.
It does.
Yeah.
And then you hear this voice say, push the brake or push, and you got to look for the flashing light, and you got to hit. And it's so I got really tense. It's like, I gotta go. I gotta
get really into it.
You really get into it, and I'm yelling at her. You're going too low. You're going too low, because I could feel it bumping on the ground.
Yeah,
but it's really cool.
It was fun. It's a fun thing to do together with friends too.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
Right, and you can laugh and have a good time, and
when you don't
get a good picture there in front there with that the chess table and stuff like that. So. I mean, the land is spectacularly cool.
We were there almost 5 hours, weren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, the time we went on a Thursday, we were there about 5 hours. So I think we didn't even build a droid or do a lightsaber yet. So
you're going to do that next time? You're going to do that
I think I want to do that next time.
I so wanted to build a droid.
I think they're going to do it.
I think I want to do that next time. But the shopping's great there, too. We had some fun picking out some things. I got myself a beer fridge bottle opener magnet and a nice coffee cup there. And Mom
you got to pay in credits. How many credits is this?
Yeah. I was afraid I was not going to have enough credits at Olga's. I have to work the bar for the rest of the trip.
She really played the part well too.
Yeah, she did.
Great.
She was fun. Yeah. The blue milk, green milk. I tried those.
Okay.
Oh, you did?
Did you have
What'd
a
think?
favorite?
I was going to, but I never did.
Yeah.
I'm not going to come out and say I'm a big, huge fan. It was interesting. It does have a milky taste, or not taste, but a texture to it.
Well, it's like a fruit juice, though.
But it is like a fruit juice, yeah.
Frozen.
Frozen,
It's like
yeah.
a slushy.
Yeah, it's like a milky
more like,
slushy.
it's not even slushies are icy. This was really smooth, super smooth,
Yeah.
but cold. And
Yeah.
it was because we shared that.
I tried
the
them both.
green one.
You had the green one.
Yeah.
They both taste pretty much the same, or
No, they're different.
Like a
don't
fruit
They're
know.
not
milkshake,
sweet.
maybe?
They're
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
overly sweet. You would think it would be a sweet drink, and it's
They're not.
But we had the one with booze in it, didn't we? Or no?
No, we just had
it's
the
just
regular one.
plain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that was really cool, that I didn't know about till I got there, was the couple of photo pass opportunities. One I saw Rob, Glenn, maybe Katie was in that picture, where they have the camera up on at Magic Kingdom. So they have this remote camera that's up on a building, and it's facing. You're kind of to the side of the castle, but they zoom. I think they probably do it differently. No matter, I don't know if they change it up, but they zoom kind of on the hub and the castle, which is a beautiful picture, and then they zoomed it down on you, and you can pose and do whatever you want. It's more of a video, I guess, technically.
That was cool.
That was really cool, and Glenn and I did that first, and then I showed these guys how to do it.
Yeah.
So that was really unique and fun. And then the Galaxy's Edge had a nice opportunity there. It was like a droid in the middle, wasn't it? Like a circle or a ball.
Well, they call it a 360. I think it was a 360 photo.
Yeah.
Right, where they positioned you in a circle around it, and you had to hold hands.
That was the more people you have to do that, I think you get probably 8 or 10 people in that. Maybe I
I
don't
think
know.
they said 8. Was
8, yeah.
The limit.
We did it with 6 or 7. I don't know.
We did it with 6 also. It was one of my favorite pictures from the trip.
Absolutely. That was something unexpected but really cool.
And then there was another photo pass there. I don't know if you did it, but the photo pass photographer said, there was a spy that's here. So make faces like you are searching for who the spy is. So he had some of us positioned like on one knee looking around, and everyone kind of had a different look on it. And that was what that picture was supposed to be.
Oh,
I don't think
cool.
we saw that one.
I'm going to see that one. And I saw a picture of Kevin where he had X-wings in the sky over his head.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We missed that one too.
The other thing I did for the first time was open Hollywood Studios before 6 a.m. and closed it after 10 p.m.
Yes, I may be partially responsible for that.
We'll talk more about that. I don't know. I can't think of anything else that was new.
New? Okay. Anything
Yeah.
else new? Okay, so now we're going to get to the meat of the questions.
All right.
So, in
The tough
addition
questions.
to this being a regular Disney trip, it was also the grand geek and gathering of listeners to your podcast. So, before we start, how is the idea of a Disney podcast and meeting up with listeners? How did that all come about?
How did the podcast come about?
Well, a little bit of both.
Well, the history of my interest in doing a podcast goes back to doing technical conference at the Dolphin and Swan going back to 1999. It was the first time I was ever in Disney World. I was involved with a lot of bloggers and technical people, and I just seen this community that was building around a technical topic. Yeah, so the interest to do the podcast was really about, from my experience going down to this technical conference and seeing Disney World for the first time and hanging out with a bunch of technical geeks and the community that was built around that. When I first started going to this conference, the first couple of times, I didn't know anybody. It was boring. It was a great conference. I was just overwhelmed with Disney World and excited about Disney World. And the conference was great. But about the third time I went, I started to interact with people. I'm kind of an introvert, actually. Yeah, these guys laugh at that.
No, they don't live with you. They don't know.
Yeah, I am.
He
And
doesn't talk to me unless I really.
that's it.
Yeah.
My mom would be surprised that if she knew what a podcast was, she'd be surprised of this community and the talking that I do But I have a genuine interest in people, but I'm the kind of person that if I go somewhere, like I get involved and I sit in the front row, and I got to meet some of the people that were consultants and really big industry people in this software that I was doing. But I noticed there was a podcast being done from those people, and this guy that ran the podcast, and he was building the community too, and he was someone who would introduce me to people. I met him, and he was just so open and so friendly. I was like, wow, these guys are so smart and so big in this industry. It was kind of cool to be part of that community, even though I was a nobody. But I watched that, and I said, one day when I have the time, having 3 kids, I didn't really have the time to do a lot after my regular job, but I thought about doing a podcast, and I very intentionally wanted to build a community starting online and make it happen offline too, so that we would build relationships. This trip, I've had meetups. We've had some meetups when we've been down there. Mm-hmm. We had some really good ones. And I mean, the Nomad Lounge, we had like over 25 people, I think, a couple of years ago at that meetup, and that was just fantastic. And that was a little taste of what just happened this past week. It was inspired by Kevin Curtis Allen's trip because he's been a long-time listener. He was planning this trip 7 years since he's been very involved. Glenn Kessler and all of these people I'd never met before, and we started promoting this like over a year ago. And to see the private Facebook group for just this meeting and this meetup starting to build and the anticipation of happening was getting really cool. I still didn't know how it was going to go off. Mm-hmm. But it was certainly the anticipation, and I was home for a week before, and people were starting to show up before me, and I was watching things that were happening, and the private messaging, Facebook Messenger we had going on. I mean, this was a culmination of a dream of mine that it's not the end-all, do-all, but it's and it's not the start, but it's a pretty cool snapshot in time of what's kind of happened in the community.
So you talked about the tech geeks. Did that kind of influence the name Geeking on Walt Disney World podcast, or not?
Yeah,
related?
I think so. I think, I mean, when you look at a podcast, and there was already so many Disney World podcasts. It's kind of intimidating to even start a podcast in this category. You're like, who's going to listen to me? Who cares? And there were probably some that said geek in the name, and I kind of wanted that name. And yeah, I mean, I used that in the technical things that I did. There was nerds and there was all these things. So yeah, I don't know, geeking as a verb, no one's kind of got it at first, but I think it's been kind of fun because it's unique too. But yeah, it was definitely an inspiration to it. And the logo came out of a project that my son in college did. He's a graphic artist, and he did this big huge poster project that was of gear people. So that kind of inspired me. But Lindsay ended up doing the logo, and the Geekin' on WDW was born.
Nice.
With Lindsay and my daughter doing the show with me.
Nice.
So,
if you have someone that has never listened to the podcast, and you're going to try to explain what this meetup was like, how could you do that?
One way I can do it is have a bunch of round tables and have other people that came to try to explain their impressions and their take on what happened. I think something that I knew was going to happen, at least it was pretty, again, from my experience, you build these relationships online, and now we have the advantage of video. Mm-hmm. So it's almost as if you're in the same room with somebody. So you get a pretty good perspective of their personality. You've already kind of built a relationship, but certainly taking it to the next level and meeting someone in person. And you see that I'm much bigger than probably I look like or sound like, or someone else. Glenn is kind of a smaller guy, and it was kind of fun. But yeah, it's one of these things to try to explain. I mean, for me, my emotions were just it was tough for me. And we'll talk more about that. I think people did notice, though. Some folks, even my wife, she comes back, but she was really anxious about meeting people. Mm-hmm. But what really inspired, I think everybody felt welcomed. I think everyone felt a sense of knowing each other that they wouldn't have without the podcast. So that's when I say I'm an introvert, that's the hard part for me, is coming into a crowd of strangers and trying to make friends. That's hard for me. That's exhausting to me. This was piece of cake, and I knew it would be. I wasn't anxious about that because if you think about it, most of the people that were there, 90% of them, if they weren't dragged there by their wife or or husband, even their spouse, then they were guests on my podcast at some point. So I've had at least a conversation of some sort, and we've done the Facebook Live for a lot of folks too. So yeah, so that part was really great.
Nice. So some of these questions now are from listeners. We posted on Facebook.
Right.
What questions do you want to ask Kurt about his trip?
They always give great questions.
And here's some of them. So how is this Disney trip different than others you had taken in the past?
It was exhausting even more. We still talk about how we go full stink even when we go. We don't take a day off in the parks. But this took it to another level because the first 4 days, I never stopped. I went from early morning. I'm talking before the sun come up.
I understand,
right? And you were with me a few times, so you can. And I was in Magic Kingdom. I think I had 5 coffees, and I was feeling strong though. I was still going strong. I don't know if it's adrenaline.
It was the day of the Kessler run.
No, I was thinking Monday after the weekend.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to go through and tell you everything we did from that, especially that first weekend. But it was definitely something where I was going from morning till night. And, Wendy, the thing I kept saying, and I don't know why, it was just like, oh my God. It was, oh my God, my feet hurt. Oh my God, I think I'm tired. The people that I just met and the feelings and emotions that were coming up, it was just constant. I don't know, Mom, if I told you this too, but when Mom and I got married, I had been an athlete and done a lot of sports and worked it pretty hard. When we got married that day, I remember the emotions and like at the end of the wedding, and we were at the airport going off to Jamaica, and I was never so exhausted in my whole life when I finally sat down. This was second place to that event.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
This was like a 4-day nonstop.
Yeah.
Go meet people. And again, I think as an introvert, you're somewhat drained by all this talking.
No, that's for real. That's for real.
Some people, I heard someone explain this to me, an extrovert gets energy from meeting and talking to people. I don't think I experienced that so much because I was really just so excited the whole time. But being at that level of excitement for so long, at some point I thought I was going to crash. Maybe it wasn't until we came home.
Monday.
Sunday when I came home.
No.
I slept on Sunday when I came home the week after.
I never saw you go that hard at Disney and getting up at 4 and
yeah.
There was one day that I didn't even. My foot hurt so bad. I got the Disney rash. Have you heard of the Disney rash?
I've heard of that. Yes,
I got it, and it swelled my foot and my leg.
I got a heat rash on the back of my leg.
Yes,
you pointed it out to me. I didn't even know
that's the Disney rash. And I had a miserable time falling asleep. I couldn't fall asleep. That was the morning that you guys all went to Star Wars early, and I said, I'm not going. I'm going to sleep in. And he was going. The whole week was like that, going. What
was really fun about this trip, too, was... I'd experienced this before, where people will notice me in the parks. Now, we had the messenger going on, so I knew I could find people.
Right.
But still, there were kind of pop-ups that... Like, I remember we were in... That time I was in Star Wars for the first time, everybody had trickled off and gone and done something. I was standing around there alone. I'm like, where is everybody?
Yeah.
So I got one of the blue milks, and I knew Judy and Ken were on their way over. So I guess I'm alone. This is weird. And all of a sudden I see Jen Moynihan Wynn is over on the other side of Star Wars. So I wasn't alone for long. I went over there, and she was there. Her husband was there, and I'd never met her before. And she's a great, awesome listener and friend of ours. And started talking with her, and her parents came over, and then Judy and Ken came out of breakfast there, and we were back on the Falcon again. So here we go again. There was never a moment where I wasn't meeting somebody. The kind of joke that went through the whole time, like the 4 of us would be together, or we'd have someone else like yourself and Deirdre would be with us, and then this other crew would join us and get on a ride. And the joke you'd be getting on one of the rides, and the cast member always asks you, "How many are you?" I'm like,
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Dude.
No. Yeah.
I
we
was
were
told.
4, now we're 9. Now there's like 11.
Could you do the counting for me? Because if we're after 6, you got to break us up anyway, right?
Right.
I'm not here to do math, so it was, but it was the truth. It was fun, and I had some great surprise meetups that are always fun. I can remember Claudia Morass, I think her name is. You guys were over in
Magic Kingdom.
We had broken off. I went to the bathroom, and at the Peter Pan side there in Magic Kingdom, and then they were doing the poo ride, and I was just walking in that blank space. It was kind of empty, and this woman come up sort of to my right, kind of from behind. It's like, "Are you Kurt Stone?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm Claudia, and this is my daughter, and we love your podcast. We're so excited to see." She was so animated, and I was like, "This is fun." I'm jumping up and down.
She was great.
And then she says, "You know what? You got to tell Mama she's got to be on the podcast more." She got real serious on me. I said, "Well, I'll tell you what. You could tell her because she's on her way here."
Yes, she did.
Nice.
Her and her daughter, they're like two little sisters. You know, I really have fun seeing family members enjoying Disney World together, like we have, like my daughter and Margita, and seeing other listeners that enjoy our podcast together. And then I got a chance to meet them. So
Yeah, that's nice.
there were some fun meetups like that too.
Nice. Well, we want to get into what the events are
Yeah.
and what the events you did, but we actually had a pre-event
Yes.
before you got there
I know.
I'm jealous.
on Thursday night at Top of the World Lounge.
That's
and
right.
Heather Brainerd sent in a little clip that I will email to you to talk about. That was her favorite event from G3. And I think when we had our part 1 talk,
Yeah.
it came up about that Top of the World Lounge. We loved that you came and you were in your pajamas and you came and were a part of that. Because that was the
Facebook, we Facebook lived into that.
I think I had
No, I
just
think
gotten
it
out of the
was
shower. And I
FaceTime.
had said,
Maybe it was
FaceTime. I think it was a FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yep. I was going to bed. I wanted to be in bed by 9 o'clock.
You had to be up so early in the morning for
Yeah.
your flight, and all of us had that feeling of going into Top of the World Lounge, not knowing anyone, and wondering if it was going to be awkward. And everyone was like, that was a favorite time because everyone was hugging, whatever. And Judy and Ken were there, and I'm handing her material, and you're giving us, keychains, and everyone's bringing something for someone.
And then Glenn Kessler comes in and literally climbs over the back of the furniture.
He did. He was so excited to be there.
Yeah.
As were we all. And so that was really the kickoff. And we were so happy that we were able to FaceTime with Mama and have her participate in that event and just say, can't wait for you all to be here. So I know that was the kickoff that you missed being there physically.
Thursday night. Yeah.
Thursday night.
But you were there.
Then Friday happened.
I was jealous. Of course, Judy gets to meet Glenn before me. Gets to
I
meet
met
Kevin before me. Kevin had that pin that
I
he
have
gave
one.
out.
I do too.
I met Kevin before
over
Kurt.
Yes.
He had 6 of those, and I nearly split a gut laughing about that. That's an internal joke here in the Geekin family. But yeah, I'm glad you got to experience that feeling like we were just talking about. And even if it was without me and Mom, we would have loved to have.
It's the feeling is so special because nobody's a stranger. I know we had met before, Wendy and all of us. But the ones that we hadn't met weren't strangers. That feeling was.
Well, you said you were very anxious, or you had a level of anxiety to meet people.
I remember me telling you, I'm like, Judy, I'm so nervous about the thing. I have social anxiety about it. I'm not going to be able to talk to everybody. And she's like, relax. Don't worry about it. It'll be fun. Relax.
I was so excited.
I know.
I mean, I love going down, but I had this different kind of excitement.
Yeah.
Just knowing I was going to meet all you guys and see all you guys again. Yeah, it was.
We've met several folks from the podcast, over the last few years, but this
Not
was
like this.
This
Not like
was
this.
a culmination of some of the longest, bestest geeks that we've had involved with the show. So there was definitely a high level of excitement for that too. I mean, to meet Glenn, I never met Glenn before. Kevin, of course, and Deborah, and
Well, to find out that Rob and Katie are younger than our kids.
Chris Cates.
Hey.
And
Well, I met Chris before you too.
yeah, I know you met Chris.
I met Brian Wall also.
Yeah.
But we were going to talk about the events.
Yeah, so
I just want to say, I want to
Thursday.
thank everybody that just organically I feel a little guilty. I didn't get a chance to thank Judy and Momma, first of all. I mean, they do all the trip planning. Judy did the keychains. You did the banner, and she does the T-shirts even ahead of time. And Mom, doing all of the planning that goes into it. But if the three of us, I did a few things, but we didn't sit down and plan these events. These were they just
set up the times.
There were people that just wanted, Glenn had the Glenn Kessler run, which he had invented months ago, but he never actually played it, so to speak, with a group of people.
The only organized thing that you kind of set up was the 27th.
Yeah, I definitely.
That was the only thing that was the official.
Yeah, to meet
but
and
everything
do
else.
To meet and do the picture and do. I mean, the picture even came as a thought afterwards to do it out front.
That was you.
To do it out in front of the ball and that kind of thing. And then to do, 11 a.m. lime margaritas, because that's been obviously a fun part of our show. Yeah, that was the only thing. I did get involved with Selena and Jackie a little bit on the bingo and doing the scavenger hunt. But then there was the Be Our Guest breakfast that was put together. The Ohana dinner that you had.
It wasn't really even put together. It was like, hey, you have a reservation to be our guest? Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a reservation. Can I come in with you?
So let's go back. So Thursday night was Top of the World.
Yes.
Then Friday morning, I know there's a whole group that went early to Galaxy's Edge before you arrived.
Yeah.
And then what was the first thing you did on Friday? I think you went to Food and Wine after
we went into Epcot because we want to get our coasters, our pass holder coasters.
You got to check in.
You got to check in 4 times for that. So that was our plan. And then the disappointing moment, if there were any, was that we had planned to recreate the Tower of Terror Judy's
that was kind of
picture.
That was very
with a group of people. That was very disappointing. But we had so many spies from the listeners in the parks, and you guys, Glenn was over there at Hollywood Studios. And he went and checked out the line. I don't know, it was like 180 minutes,
which is
god-awful thing.
That never is like that.
And it was raining off and on.
Oh, it was miserable.
And so we were in line waiting for the second boat to go over to Hollywood Studios from Epcot. And he was messaging us. He's like, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to cancel this. Which wasn't, it was disappointing because I would have loved to. I mean, it's, as you know, it's hard to get logistically too around the parks. Like we would have to go take the boat over there, and then we had plans to do the Void at Disney Springs at 4:00 or something like that. Yeah, because they did that on the drive down. They booked that, and then I know we had the wine. I was really excited to do the Wine Bar George because I knew it was going to be a chance to meet Kevin and Glenn and AJ too, and so. I was excited. I didn't know what my level of energy was going to be after being up at 2:00 in the morning. So
Deirdre put that together, Wine Bar George.
Yes, she did.
So she had a reservation for that, right?
Yes. Well, it started out 6, I think, and then it was 8, and then someone else had another reservation.
And then we got one.
And you had one.
And then Rob got one.
Yeah.
And then we convinced the restaurant to put us all in the same area.
They could not have been nicer.
Yeah.
They were absolutely just accommodating, because we knew that we had a big party and then there was going to be another big party, and we asked if they could be together, and they're like, let's just hold on, we'll see what we can do. Why don't you come up and let's see if this is going to work for you.
Right.
They were outstanding.
From my impression, I've never been there before, so that was a first for me too. And I don't know why I had this impression it was like this wine uppity kind of place, like for people that
drink wine
and sip wine and don't, and then it was not. It was just, I loved the atmosphere of that place. Definitely we had heard go upstairs, so, we were smart. We had the upstairs. We kind of...
There's plenty of room upstairs.
Yeah.
I don't think most people realize buildings have upstairs.
We kind of owned the upstairs. There might have been a couple other tables there. And, of course, we're kind of loud and not obnoxious.
We were a little loud.
We're a little loud when we get together. Well, of course, we're meeting for the first time. AJ comes in with bags of chocolates, and she had giveaways. Margita wasn't there. She did good.
Oh, no.
She couldn't make it.
Couldn't make it.
Judy had her keychains, and I had my magnets and stuff. So, and Kevin wanted to start unloading his chocolates and gifts. AJ had made the ears with the logos on them. She had buttons with our logos. She had Christmas ornaments, and they were just sharing all the stuff. When we walked out of there, Judy and I went, the longest ride
Oh,
and the walk back to the bus at Disney Springs. But I had this thing. I had to be 50 pounds of stuff that I had with me. And it started to get heavy. I had to hold it with 2 hands.
Like a baby.
Yeah, exactly. To get it on the. And there was a long
I think we
bus
tried to
wait.
fit it on the scooter basket at one point. It was like, oh,
Yeah, so that was a really fun event at first.
and I think we left. What was after 10 o'clock?
Yeah,
for you.
we're still like and then I know
And then we had to wait for the bus.
right, and that didn't end. I know Glenn wanted to go over to.
Yeah, Deirdre and I went with him to
I'm glad you guys-
Splitsville to watch the baseball playoff games.
Awesome. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, so that was Friday night. Saturday morning, started right away.
We did the Be Our Guest breakfast, didn't we? Yeah. So
Before that, though, what did we do?
we rode. Did we ride the mine train?
Oh,
Yeah. It was always fun.
that worked out great too.
That was not even with a fast pass, right? We walked
Yeah,
on
We
it.
just walked right on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So who was on? That was a fun one because I think we had.
The whole train was filled, and then I think
Yeah.
there was a little bit more too.
That was the one I think where Glenn took a picture from the front, like a
And
selfie,
Kevin is hanging out of the car like he's gonna,
with his Disney Crush T-shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's hanging out as like he's
touching
keep your,
the ground
Keep your
almost.
arms on
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
I got fall out.
scared me.
We almost lost one there. But yeah, that's right. And then we talked about the BR Guest breakfast. That was fun. And then at 9 in the morning was the beginning of the Kessler run. And so Glenn, he did an awesome job organizing everybody, explaining
really did.
Yeah.
You should tell a little bit about what that
Fantastic.
is. The Kessler Run.
Yeah, the Kessler run is really something he invented. He's really good with fast passes. And by that, I mean, you got to book your fast passes 60 days in advance and you get 3 in that park. But as soon as you do that third one, if you get on the app immediately and start, after you've Mickey to Mickey with your Magic Band, start looking for another fast pass. So he's all full stink. He's like a energizing bunny, and he wants to go and try to. He's done this with his kids. Like he'll take one of his kids, and he's done some solo trips with his 5-year-olds. But after giving it some thought, he created this game, and this was really the first time as a group that we've ever played it. And so you had this sheet, and each attraction has more points, like 7 Dwarfs. If you could score a 7 Dwarfs Mine Train while you're there, that's really special. You'll get 3 points for that, or Splash Mountain. Some of the other ones might be just 1 point because they're easier to get. Barnstormer, I know, kept coming up for me.
Well, the other thing that Glenn does is when he gets on like Mine Train, he goes on and then tries to modify the next one
Right.
and bring
Right.
it closer.
Yeah, that
Because you
is
have
a
to
trick.
do them an hour out, so he brings it
Right.
and tries to bring it closer.
Once you scan in, you can do
yeah,
that.
once you scan
I'd
it,
forgotten
you can
about
come
that.
closer.
And as a matter of fact, halfway today, he explained. He goes, "How you doing?" I said, "This is what I'm doing." He goes, "Okay, this is what you got to do. Just book something, and then try to, instead of canceling, because I was canceling it,
Right.
and then trying to create a new one, you got to modify that one. That's the trick. You got to modify it and try to improve on that time, or get another one."
We know that from our travel agency.
Now, is this
I knew it too,
before
but-
or after you were disqualified?
That was Judy that was disqualified, not me.
Okay, sorry.
I wasn't disqualified, but I had a handicap because we cheated a little bit. We started a little bit early with Peter
Wait a
Pan.
minute, a little bit? Did I hear that right?
Half hour before so I counted Peter Pan.
We took the liberty.
But after that, they go, "Oh, let's ride a Small World." Okay, well, first of all, one of the rules is you have to get a fast pass, and we didn't need a fast pass at that time. And then we do a Small World, so I'm already losing time. The cast member says, "Hey, would you guys want to go again?" And they're like, "Yeah!" So I did 2 times a Small World.
I got no points.
I got no points. So that was my first. And then I said, "Okay, that's it about you guys. I'm ditching you. I'm going to try to at least I don't want to come in last place in this game." But I still. But the other distraction was the spring roll cart.
Yes.
I saw that and I was like, "Oh, I haven't tried the pepperoni and cheese and marinara sauce yet." So I got. And then Stacy came in she was coming in from somewhere, and she met me at the spring roll cart. I saw Glenn there, and then there was a meetup.
That's a hot ticket.
There was.
I saw that they were meeting up. There's a great story too that comes out of. They were coming out of the tiki room, and I met them, and Kevin and Deborah were sitting on the floor outside of the tiki room eating a...
In the corner. The doors open up. You walk out, and there's Kevin and Deborah with their little Dole Whip upside down cake.
Like homeless people.
Yeah, sitting on the ground in the shade, trying to get some.
So I hung out with them for a while. So I got detoured a little bit in my defense.
And didn't we get ice cream Dole Whips at some point during
We
that
did. I think Glenn was with us when we did.
I did. I got a Dole Whip and just ran into everyone there just by chance.
Random, yeah.
I went on the teacups by myself. That was a little awkward. Because of but I'm on the teacups trying to pick my next fast pass. I'm not even paying attention. It was actually kind of fun to do your fast pass, click it, and then like I said, not really paying attention, trying to find the next one and trying to improve on it. That was kind of fun. But then Glenn had the award ceremony, which was very generous.
Wow. Oh, that was amazing.
And people had AJ and Kevin again had some prizes. Judy, I think you had some coasters you gave away. And Glenn had given away a bunch of his prints. And he read off everyone's score. He tallied up the scores. And
it was amazing.
Did you win a print there?
I did.
Yeah, you did excellent in our games.
I did.
She really killed it.
Solo traveling has its advantages.
That's it. That's one of the little tip there. If you go solo,
you move fast.
Get a lot done.
And Selena won. She
was great.
20 points. I got 9 points and came in last place.
Was it last?
I did win some cool sunglasses though in last place.
The UK.
And Chris Cage showed up at that time at the.
Yep.
She wasn't there in the beginning, but I was tracking her, and that was a special meetup. I think some tears were shed. There was a great picture taken there too, with Kevin and Glenn and myself and Chris. Heather Brainerd, Judy. I said, let's bring some of my Fab Five. So 3 of the Fab Five were there for that picture. There's some great pictures taken. And so that was a great final. That was to go out we kind of, again.
I would call it a big success.
People that weren't part of our group were wondering what the heck was going on.
There was lots of cheering and that was fun.
That was fun. And then we did it's not Meisner. What's it called? The bar over at
Enchanted Rose.
Enchanted Rose. That was spontaneous. Oh, we had the bingo game going on too, which was a scavenger hunt, and there were things and sayings and things in the parks if you experienced them. Like I had a Mickey bar, which I normally wouldn't have had, but it was on my card.
You had to eat it.
Yeah. And I had to stop for it while I was trying to do the Kessler run, and that finished up. They had some time to finish that up over at Epcot, which I ended up getting 2 bingos walking into Epcot.
Yeah.
So, and then, I think that was kind of, we ended up going to we did the Contempo and had a nice meal with some, I know Rob was there and Katie.
Rob and Deirdre.
Deirdre was there.
And us.
And we had our dinner. We went back to the resort and we met up for the Nationals game, which the Nationals game was not going well. They were losing like straight away. But I met Glenn was there and his brother Jeff.
Where was that at
the pool bar?
The hippy dippy pool bar?
Yep. Yeah. The bar at the resort because they were staying there. So that was an opportunity. And we kind of, put that together. And then Susan and her mom showed up. They had just come in. So got to see them. And Tony McDaniel and his wife, Carrie, who I've never met. They've been longtime listeners of the show. Yeah. That was really cool. They were on their last day. I think they were going home the next day. But they're super people and had fun talking to them. So then I finished that night at 10 o'clock.
And then came Sunday, the big day.
Sunday was the big day. Oh. Well, we started off. That was the start. We did do the Star Wars early. I talked about that already. And I was getting worried I was going to be late for my event. I had to take the boat, I think.
We took the Skyliner.
We took this from Hollywood, from Hollywood Studios, which is, you never know how that's going to go.
And I was really nervous because I had the banner in the scooter. And I know that Disney has a no banner policy. And I got it all folded up inside the raincoat, hoping that they're not going to pull everything out.
Right.
And they didn't.
But I had to get into 2 parks with it, too. But it worked out.
Sneaked it right in there. She's a good smuggler.
But we ended up getting over there. We wanted to be there 10:15 to start meeting up was the plan. And I got there probably about 10. Mom was falling behind. She had her, I think you mentioned your ankle was hurting and you were in pain. And you were following behind. We knew you were behind us. You had done
went to studios at 8. I think you guys went at 6.
Yeah.
I didn't get there.
You were just behind us, really, because you wanted to ride the Falcon too. So you did that by yourself, right?
With the 4-year-old and the mom.
Maybe that's why it wasn't quite as smooth.
Yeah.
But I see a group of geeks starting to gather in that spot, which is, well, the thing was, we would have liked to have done it near the fountain, but the fountain's gone. It's all construction
that was the original
now.
plan.
Well,
That was the original
But
plan. I
actually,
didn't realize.
I thought the picture, Judy said the picture came out beautiful because you can't see any of the construction walls around Spaceship Earth or the fountain. It just came out beautiful.
It's perfect.
You
you
know,
see the ball in the back.
Yeah.
And it was
you know, Ken went over to, he was kind of spying where a good picture would be. I think we kind of, by this time we figured that's probably what it was going to be. You know, everything that happened for this thing, I swear there was divine intervention because so many things came together so magically, really. And as I started seeing, we had like 60 people in that private Facebook group for the Grand Geek and Gathering. I mean, how many did you just think, I didn't know if everyone would show up or who would show up, and
They did.
and they did.
Everybody
They were
did.
coming. It was kind of fun because they were coming from all directions because they were doing something in the morning, and there was a small gathering happening in the front where I walked in, and I was saying hi to those people. But in the corner of my eye, I saw another group gathering, so I kind of tried to bring them all together, and everyone is just having hugs and getting to meet each other first time, and the group just started to grow and grow. I'm starting to get a little anxious now too because I'm like, hey, I think I'm the dude that's supposed to lead this group. I just want to have fun. I don't know if I want to be responsible for any of this. I want to get a good picture, and I had thought we would find a Disney photographer to do the picture.
That was
my first
weird that
thought.
there wasn't one around there. Wasn't it weird?
But in the back of my mind, I still thought that I'd have to pull them probably from where they are to bring them out towards the lake there to do it, and they probably wouldn't do it anyway. So luckily, I remembered, again, this is from past experience, Rich Brainerd is a photographer, a professional photographer, and I was walking over to find a Disney, and I go, oh, Rich, and I said, he was with Heather, and I said, Rich, could you do me a favor and take this picture? And he's like, of course. And I said, do you have your camera? Because he has a professional camera. He says, no, I got an iPhone. I can do it just great with an iPhone. I said, all right. I know Ken was over there and Rich. We just kind of walked over to try to stage it, which was really cool because it was really a slanted slope there. You wouldn't maybe even notice it unless you go over there. Not a soul over there either. Like no one to get in our picture.
No.
Like it's like we own the place, and this is at 10:30 or so in the morning. And so we kind of tried to get everyone all gathered up and get the picture, and he was able to stand up on top of like a wall or something to get.
He was,
and he even edited the picture before he ended up giving it to me. Whatever he did to make the lighting better or whatever.
He should have edited himself in there.
Yeah, I know.
photoshopped himself.
Photoshop, absolutely. But also the taking of the picture, there was some fun going on. Like Kevin came out and I don't know, how should I say, said a few words in front. I thought another regret. I wish I had prepared to say something.
It was.
A regret was I didn't get a chance to thank Judy or Mom or bring them out front. I wish I kind of brought more people out front to recognize them.
My salary.
Yes, you're definitely employee of the month.
She gets a raise.
Employee of the year, maybe you're on track to be. And Mom, I saw Mom later, and I said, I've totally ignored you this whole time. I haven't seen her at all. She was out talking with people and stuff, and I wish I had brought some more people up, but Glenn was there and kind of out front organizing some things. I saw Holly's, which I haven't seen much of Holly, and so she's really special to me and has been a big part. And I've of course met her several times. So I wanted her to come. I didn't mean her to say something, but she came out and she talked from her heart a little bit. And then of course Glenn was like, I thought I was going to do maybe a little speech and toast over at the Mexican pavilion, but when Glenn said speech, I was like, I'm usually pretty good. I don't know. You want to be kind of entertaining and say something smart, and I just broke down. I lost it. I was when I looked in that crowd and saw Chris and Glenn and Kevin and you guys, I mean, it's just like the emotion was just overwhelming.
That's actually what the next question was on Facebook, was when you were at the Grand Geek and Gathering, it finally were around, and you were thinking, what did you think of when you saw everyone standing in front of you? That was like actually one of the Facebook questions.
It was on video. I almost started bawling. I mean, I lost it a little bit. It was these people are mean a lot to me. I mean, I think it's funny how it's a small thing like a podcast. I sort of knew this and I've experienced it in the past. So, but this was a culmination and it really hit me hard all of a sudden. And I don't want to say we put hard work into it. I mean, certainly, I don't think there's ever a time when I'm not motivated to do it, but I'm pretty proud of the consistency of it week after week. And it takes 10 hours a week, and it takes, the editing sucks, and that kind of thing. There is some grinding out to get it out there, but the relationships and that kind of thing has been way beyond the people that have been attracted to this podcast are beyond my expectations. And I think that was the other thing for me. It was like, I knew these people were wonderful, and other people walked up to me and have reiterated this to me. But one thing that came across is how generous people are too. Mm-hmm. People were buying drinks and giving away presents and that kind of thing. It was another thing. And just how warm and genuine people were, which to some extent, but it was so overwhelming at this meetup. Mm-hmm. And then to meet other people that I hadn't met before and stuff like that, which is always fun. So,
well, when you first started the podcast, I don't think you called it family. You called it something else. And I remember you said at one point that you were going to change the name and put the word family.
Well, that was in just the private podcast group. Right, we did that.
Changing the name to family instead of...
That kind of all happened organic. I'm really proud of some of the organic things that have happened. Like, I started the podcast with my daughter. I'm kind of a family man anyway, with 3 kids, obviously, and then someone called me the Podfather. Well, that felt kind of weird to say it myself at first, but I've come to own that because other people have said it to me. And I saw one of the iTunes reviews says I didn't understand the Podfather thing or the family thing when I was first listening to the show for the first time, but I kept giving it a go, and now I come to understand what's going on here. And my wife gets involved, and we start calling Auntie Judy, and then cousins comes from like the Ohana too. So all of these things it just became the Geekin' family.
It is the Geekin' family. Mm-hmm. Yep, there's nothing like it.
So more questions from the Facebook group. This is a tough one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Has it challenged you to step outside of your comfort zone? And if so, how has this impacted other areas of your life, which you're saying 10 hours a week and after work?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a little bit of courage to get on a microphone and talk about things, even if it's just something as simple as Disney World. And you think that wouldn't be that controversial. But when you're promising people that Ohana is awesome, and you're sticking your neck out about certain things, and you know how passionate people get about things, and I've learned from other people that some of these Facebook groups get really snarky, and I've not experienced that personally, but a lot of the folks that are
we haven't seen that.
I've never seen
not
that.
in our group, but people have talked about other groups. I am an introvert, but on the other hand, in my personality, I like to challenge myself either with public speaking or the podcast, which when I first started, if you listen to the first episode of the podcast, it's really awkward for the first few minutes until Lindsay and I start having a normal conversation about Disney World. And right from that minute, it sounded the same ever since. So when I'm on, I think I have a interest in people, and I'd like to interview people. I'm curious, and so I get a lot of compliments in the interviews that I do with trip reports and stuff. So, yeah, but to meet people, like I talked about being an introvert, to see people first, there's a little bit of a level of anxiety, but it's quickly melts away when you start seeing all these folks. And I mean, it's a little awkward sometimes to be the center of attention on some of this, but I can do it for short spurts of time, and then I can have a chance to rest. So the platform is perfect for that.
Okay, so there's a few more from the Facebook group.
Keep it up.
All right. How does it feel to be the leader of such a large, fast-growing group?
I don't know if I would say it's fast-growing. I mean, it depends on I think if you look at other podcasters, they'd be tickled to death to have the size of the audience we have, which is we can get up to 2,000 people downloading our show. So in that respect, I would say, I don't know if it's fast. I wouldn't say fast growing. And there is a response. I felt that response, like I was talking to you about, just to get those people to move over to one. Wendy helps me one time, like when we were doing a meetup and we were trying to change the venue.
Right.
So many people helped me, and especially in this event, to do the work that goes into this. So to be a leader, everyone in the group makes it so easy. Everyone's so laid back and easy to work with.
You couldn't ask for better.
The people are so awesome. So I don't feel a lot of responsibility. I mean, I did feel a sense of responsibility when we were sitting at that meetup and we had to get people maybe over. I had to say something. That was the first time it kind of all of a sudden hit me. I went, uh-oh, it's all on me right now. And I wasn't really prepared for this. But I've been kind of a leader in things I've done in my life before. So I enjoy that too aspect. And I'll definitely lean into that as that responsibility has become evident. But it's not about the numbers at all for me. And this is something that I've been thinking about lately. Either it's with the travel agency that, we have to focus and take care of our clients. There's lots of listeners out there, but everyone's at different levels. And no matter what you're talking about in a group or a community, some people are just finding you. Some people are getting involved in the Facebook group. Mom and I posted a selfie when we got off the airline, and over 200 people liked that particular photo. And so to me, I started thinking about this later, and there was the group photo that we took had about 200 likes too. So think about that. Out of the 2,000 people that listened to the show, some cherry pick shows or whatever for whatever content, there's that core group.
Right.
And let's say it's 200, but that's 200 live, real, interested super geeks. And those people mean so much to me. And I want, this was a great opportunity to meet those and see those people. But that's where I want my focus to always be. I mean, we're welcoming to new people, but those folks that really want to engage with us and do fun things together, so the growth, you got to have, I guess to some extent, you got to have a big number to get to that.
Right.
That core group. That's where I find that I want to spend my most time with and have fun with.
Another important thing is you never want anybody to not feel like they're a part of the group.
Right.
Which I think is different. It's not cliquey.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That was the one thing I was starting to think about, because during that, trying to talk to, and Mom did a great job of this too, just trying to go to each table in the Mexican pavilion and try to just engage and talk with people, especially some of the folks that I hadn't really met that much. There were a few people I felt like I didn't get enough time to spend with. So that was a little bit, you talk about the responsibility. I want to be open, and I know everybody is. And I like Brenda Drinkwine Futrell, which is a real maiden name. I felt like I didn't get a chance to talk with her much. I didn't have a picture of her, but I kept running into her in the parks afterwards. And I kept saying, "Hey, how are you?" And I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to really talk with you that much at the meetup and like that. And thanks for coming down, and you mean a lot to us too. And so we want people to have experience the same thing everyone else gets a chance to have fun with the group.
Yeah. I think to your point, Margita, I think that was one thing with the Facebook Messenger. People would say, I'm here, anyone want to come? And then when you found out other people were there, people just got together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't matter who else was there. Just
and I don't.
You were welcoming to get together, right?
I don't ever want it
nice.
to feel obligated to go to an event too, like to think that they have to be, because they're on a vacation too. They're there to experience Disney World, and they're spending some money to do that too. So we want it to be a comfortable atmosphere.
Facebook Messenger.
Yes.
Would start dinging
around 4 o'clock.
in the morning.
You guys are better. I turned it off at that point.
Ding, 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 ding. It's like, please. And they're still using that messenger group a lot. Not as much, but it's,
When the Run Disney event was going on, started dinging at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question on here is, what lessons have you learned from G3?
Like I said, it really organically became this event that people helped on with. The only lesson, I think we might get together like on a monthly basis with a core group of people. I don't want to say we need to get organized, but it'd be fun to kind of reflect on this one and try to improve on it. I mean, it's going to be hard to recreate what happened the first time. It's hard.
You can't.
You can't recreate what happened the first time. But there'll be people that I think that had FOMO,
Absolutely.
the fear of missing out. So there'll be people that I think could join in on the next time. I think we did a great job of promoting this well in advance a year, so that was all a good thing. Like I was thinking, I'd love to do karaoke.
That would be fun.
Because I did.
You and Ken together. Oh, yeah.
I think that would be hilarious. And matter of fact, I saw Rob Maderi talking about it already, and without me even saying this, because they do this over at Kimonos, and I did this with the group, the technical people back years ago. It was the most fun. I think this would be hysterical.
It would be great.
Because I am so horrible. Everyone would have fun making fun of me. But I think we can put some more creativity. I mean, I think we do the Kessler Run and stuff, and I think keeping it to a weekend where it's jam-packed with things for people to do was
or
great.
not to do. I mean, if you want to come to one, or you don't want to, do that, you don't have to. No
I think
pressure.
the one thing we're going to have to think about, I don't know if we'll have the same number of people or if we'll have more, but to be conscious of, I mean, it worked out really well just because it did. I mean, at some point, I would really love, and you guys are probably going to, I don't know if you're going to think I'm nuts, but if we could maybe rent a space to do it too,
We tried to do that. It is
expensive
talk
though, right?
6-8 months ago, and there was talk about maybe renting that area in Fantasmic at the back.
Okay.
And having everybody get together there. And I don't remember who it was that did the research, and it was unbelievably expensive.
Yeah, so
It was like in the thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
And
I mean, we'd have to think about it because I don't want to put an expense on somebody. But people like doing dessert parties too, so maybe we'd do something
you guys
like
did
that.
the pontoon boat, right, for the fireworks.
Yeah.
Just a group of you,
Yeah.
But if we reserve, I was just thinking of a space. I think of going to the Epcot fireworks, and where they have like the dessert parties
Yeah,
there.
those are
They're really
usually
expensive.
the corporations.
I know.
Yeah,
I did one as a corporation. My company did one.
that was that Fantasmic, and it was really, I think Heather Brainerd.
It was really nice.
It was really expensive.
Then they have a per person drink minimum. And what if someone doesn't want drink? So
Yeah,
it was a lot of it was great the way it happened.
Right.
Yeah, no,
I agree.
I don't know how we can improve on it. I don't know that we have to.
As long as they keep that Mexican indoor place open,
that was
that's
great.
the place to do it.
Yes.
It was good.
Well, Epcot, there's so much space because it's just so big that you can fit 50 people or 60 people in a lot of places.
Yeah.
We had it backed up to the run event, which was not planned at all. And there was another crew coming in. I wish I had got to see a lot more of the Run Disney people. That worked out well too. I don't know how we can improve on it. I'm not worried about it.
Nope, you can't overthink it either. I
Not
feel
right.
like it's...
So what surprised you the most?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Oh, you got an answer?
Yeah.
What?
I think Judy and I never cried so much meeting a bunch of people. Every time somebody left or you met someone that you knew and then you meet them face to face.
A lot of tears.
It was so surprising to be so emotional about it, wasn't it?
There were some friends that were made, I think, just at this event. Like
Oh.
I can think of Claudia,
And
Castro, and AJ that were meeting at the Mexican Pavilion, and I didn't know it was going on until really Monday.
They talk to each other almost daily.
Now they're talking
Soul
like
sisters.
daily. I don't. Yeah.
She actually said to me, Claudia did, you know how you and Judy are? And I said, yeah, I'm going to cry again. And I said, yeah. And she said, that's how her and AJ are.
Yeah.
When AJ was leaving, she was over at the Magic Kingdom.
Oh my God.
I went to get my 5th coffee because they were just talking and having a good time. AJ, Mom, Judy, and Claudia.
Alan and Logan were there.
They left. They kind of went.
Oh, okay.
Did they for a little bit?
Yeah, they
Well, I
did.
went to get a coffee. I come out, and the music's going from the castle, and it was the opening show.
The trolley show.
Trolley show.
Oh, the trolley show.
Yeah.
They're in a circle, holding hands, dancing around in a
It
circle.
was a Main Street USA song.
I said, at this point, we have lost it. Like this is gone way beyond. It was pretty emotional when she was saying her goodbyes.
Oh, very.
That was pretty rough. I mean, I don't think I expected that level of emotion
That's what I'm saying.
from
That
this.
was Very
No,
surprising.
when Glenn left, I burst into tears. It was like, how can you be leaving? And then the next morning, Rob was leaving, and I'm out at 6 o'clock on the scooter trying to find him before he leaves.
I had a good special time there with Glenn. Him and I were running around Magic Kingdom for a short period before we did that dinner at Whispering Canyon. And I don't know, I didn't know these relationships were going to be so close. I mean, Kevin and Deborah. I mean, we've been pen pals or video pals for
years,
almost 5 years. I mean, I love that dude, and you get to really get a chance to meet them and get to know them even better.
And they get to meet Deborah.
She's
What a
so
light she is.
she's so beautiful.
Such a sweetheart.
So, I think like I said, I've walked away thinking, I gotta step up my game. Oh my gosh, these people in terms of character and the generosity.
We can't live up to the geeks.
I can't live up to the people that are in this community. AJ, she is an angel. She is just a beautiful, like light radiates from her. You know,
Look
some of
at
these
Wendy.
people.
Wendy came down from Albany today. When Judy ever said,
And she said, well, I can come. And I said, yes.
She said, how about 2 o'clock? I'm like, that's perfect.
I know. It's
Perfect.
amazing. It's
Another
amazing.
perfect example.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's surprising is the right word,
on the
but
phone with you.
It was surprising to me.
I mean, I kind of knew the character. It just got to another level.
Yeah.
That I didn't.
Maybe
I guess I
that's
didn't
what it
expect.
is.
Yeah.
How it felt, yeah.
So what have you learned from the other geeks?
Oh my gosh. Generosity, kindness, love, friendship, loyalty.
It's kind of weird in a way. It's kind of weird why these international internet people. I don't know why. You'd think they'd feel like there's, like we've said, there's raccoons in a trench coat somewhere. Luckily, we haven't found too many of those kinds of people. So I've learned that you can actually, you know, our generation is not from the internet.
Right.
A lot of English words that we never knew.
Pudding is actually dessert.
Right.
What's dinner?
Crisp. A tea.
Tea is dinner.
It's dinner.
Yeah,
And
A big meal.
French fries are crisps.
and the fish and chips in the UK pavilion are not up to the standards
Not
that they
proper.
should be.
Yeah, that was good.
The thatch roof at the UK
Not proper.
pavilion
You
is
sent
not.
a picture today of a proper thing. That's
Yeah.
roof. And when they were leaving, we sort of said goodbye to them on Thursday night, but really didn't.
I missed them. When
And
you
you
got on the
missed
bus.
them. So Friday, we went over to Saratoga and had lunch with them
Nice.
and said goodbye to them.
That was a great-
properly.
That was awesome. We did that.
Yeah.
So
I got to tell a story too. So we were doing this. I'm kind of famous for my morning coffee walk. So I did. I don't know how many recordings I did. Maybe not as many as I usually do. Definitely not inside the parks. But anyways, I was walking around Pop and I was doing my thing, talking into my recorder, telling my day's events. And I thought I was hopeful that staying at the Pop, because there were other geeks staying there, I would run into people. So Rob comes running from behind me. Hey, Rob, and tell me about your day. And I'm glad you showed up, and let's keep walking around. Let's go get a coffee. And so we go in to fill up the coffees again. And Judy's there on her scooter, sitting there next to the coffee. Hey, Judy, what's going on? How did your day go yesterday? Trying to get her on the recording. She says, well, let me tell you, the Castros came. What'd you guys do? So the Castros came over to the resort, and they wanted to go swim. The kids wanted to go swimming. So we've built a special relationship, especially Judy, with the Castro kids. She's like a grandma to them. And because we've hung out together before, they're always fun. I was like, oh, that's cool. And she says, and David wore your swimsuit. And I'm like, what?
Big David. Not little David.
Yeah. And Rob is cracking up. I was like, wore my swimsuit. I was like,
Claudia couldn't go in the water.
yeah.
Judy went in. Evan had to stay in the wading pool.
But by the
And
time they
big
got their
kids-
bathing suits and dressed, I had been in the pool for like an hour. So
No,
I was out.
The first thing you said was they didn't bring their swimsuits, so Claudia bought them swimsuits.
Yes, she did.
That pop.
And David didn't have a swimsuit, so he borrowed your swimsuit. And I'm going, okay, I think we're a family, but that's a little familiarity I wasn't thinking about.
So then Evan is in the little wading pool with Claudia and Margita and I, and he runs into the water, lays down, and starts to drink it.
Oh, my.
I thought Claudia was going to flip out.
The little one. We've had, so through our listeners, we've been able to experience having kids again in the parks, hanging out with them. But yeah, that and then the next day we were on our way over to Magic Kingdom. I was talking about that fun invite when AJ was leaving. And I walked up to David. I said, David, so I have a bone to pick with you. I understand you borrowed my bathing suit yesterday. He starts laughing. And I was trying to remember where like in the back of my head, I'm like, I've heard this like on a television show or movie or somewhere. It's like there's this scene that's going through my mind. And Deirdre was the one who goes, remember, she, out of the blue, we were like on Soren or something. We were coming off. She goes, that's from Seinfeld. And
It was great.
I was like, that's where it's from. Where Kramer comes busting in and says, hey, Jerry, I'm going to Puerto Rico or something. I need your bathing suit. He's like,
Did she find the clip for you?
Yeah, she found the YouTube clip and sent it to me. He's like, I don't know, Kramer. That's a little bit too familiar. I don't want your boys in my neighborhood. He's like, what's wrong with my boys? So that was kind of like I kept playing that scene in my head and joking around with people the rest of the trip after that.
And then Claudia bought you a new
so
pair of
we hung out with them. We were going to Epcot or something, and she bought us couple of mugs.
Wait, we got to go back to the whole story.
Where'd it start?
So they're going, after we had lunch with Kevin, we're going to meet Claudia and David in Epcot. And I get a text from Claudia, don't go to Epcot. Their annual pass for Florida was blacked out that day.
They didn't know, yeah.
So I said, well, we'll meet you at Disney Springs at the guest services. So we get on the boat, we now go to Disney Springs, and we meet them. So Claudia and Margita go to the guest services lady. I'm watching the kids and trying to keep them inside the building. Yeah. And Evan is running around with the scooter or the stroller back and forth. And you're talking to the guest services woman.
Hey.
But they got free day passes.
We put on our, this is my dear friend. She's only down here for a couple of days. And we're supposed to have dinner together. And they had blackout. The girl just said, say no more. I'll take care of this.
Yeah, so they got a day pass into Epcot.
Nice.
Which was cool.
That was the Disney magic.
Because we had dinner reservations for Beer Garden. So we came in, we had to take the bus over to the Beach Club, or Boardwalk, whichever way.
Yeah, right.
To come in through the International Gateway. She had bought these two beautiful, beach mugs from Cocoa Beach.
From Cocoa Beach.
And they got sandals. They're really
for
nice
them
mugs.
And for us.
Yeah, for them too, yeah. So we're going in through the security, and the security guard stops her and confiscates the mugs.
But they let me through.
Oh, yes, you gotten through with them on your scooter, maybe.
Well, the crazy story was these can be used as weapons. She's got the, stroller, the baby, all these women.
Makes no sense because you can buy mugs in the... If I wanted to create a weapon, wouldn't I...
You could have bought one at the Beach Club and we're coming in the back way.
Yeah.
Well, they're
buy them in the
glass.
parks.
She goes, they're ceramic. He goes, ceramic, whatever. If you break them, it could be used as a weapon.
Yeah.
So they took them away. And
so we were disappointed. She was really disappointed. But we had a great meal at the Beer Garden. I forgot to talk about that with the food. I love the Beer Garden and the food and
the dancing
and the craziness. Mm-hmm. And Susan and her mom was with us. Mm-hmm. The Castros, and I think that was
it.
All right, I had another story. So I had another meetup.
You got to finish this one though.
Which story?
The one about the
So we came back out after having dinner, and Claudia went over to it looked like a manager, like a plaid. And she started telling the story. We went to the bathroom. She was doing her story. And then they brought over, it looked like one of the head security guards, and they were talking for a while. They whipped out their book and was going to start to write them.
They were taking names and dates and you name it.
But they also wrote out a coupon or something for like $50 in gifts or something. I don't remember.
I think
mugs?
They could get
some mugs.
Mugs. Any mugs that she wanted.
And then to finish the whole story out, so she had basically compensated back for herself, but we still didn't have the mugs. Well,
10 o'clock that night.
Yeah, we got a call from the manager at the resort. Mrs. Stone, we have these two mugs in my manager's office,
nice.
And whenever you're ready, come pick them up. So we ended up getting the mugs back and all that.
Wow.
which I thought they were thrown in a garbage bin and crushed. So that was pretty cool. Now, I had another cute meetup. I was sitting at the table there at the beer garden, and somebody tapped me on the shoulder from behind and said, are you Kurt Stone? I was like, yeah. She goes, oh, well, I love your podcast. My brother told me about your podcast.
Okay, how did she... Was it your voice again that she heard?
No, she must have saw me. I think she recognized me.
Because she came out of nowhere.
I've never seen her in the podcast. Her brother, Houston Davis. Yeah. I had been tracking him. I had missed him the night before. And he was going to be a runner in the Run Disney. So this was later in the week, and I had planned to see him the next day at the run. But she says, I'm here, my brother told me about your podcast. She had the pin, the first time visitor. And she was just so appreciative of the content of the podcast and how she'd been planning this trip, and she learned so much from the podcast, and could she get a picture, and she was so fun and cute. And then I sat down like a superstar, and all my guests at the dinner table, seeing me being recognized as a... And
he really
Susan
likes that. He likes the recognition. I don't like it personally. I just feel like there's eyes on you or something. I don't want to be recognized or looked at or whatever.
What I think is fun about it is that, like I said, it's you get like 2,000 listeners per. It's kind of cool that people are always in the parks, and there's a chance that I'm going to have a chance.
You know what? Now that I said that, probably no one's ever going to come and say hi to me now.
No,
so I take that back.
So one of the questions you're actually already answering is, what are some of your favorite memories from G3? So you mentioned a couple of them. Is there other ones that stand out?
Wow, we just covered.
Gondola, that's one.
Oh! Thank you, Ken.
Anytime.
We'll talk about the bad memory. So we were...
Wasn't that bad.
Well,
this is one of those times where I was running around a lot.
Thursday, I think.
I had a friend that I meet with on a weekly basis who just happened to be in Disney World for the day. This was Thursday. It was Halloween day. Yeah.
Yes.
So I had run we did the Star Wars in the morning. I took a bus over to Magic Kingdom. I met him like at the Mickey's Town Square there. That's, first time meeting, hello, and had a good time. He was with his grandkids and stuff, and he wanted to see the parade, and so that's great. It was funny because I had just run over to see him from all the way to Hollywood Studios. It's like, what am I going to do now? I'm standing there by myself. So I was like, I got to do something. I got to do something for my must-do list. So I went over and got a Red's Revenge.
Oh, yeah.
I was just went over there. I said, I'll get that. And I'm thinking, what else can I do? Am I going to do rides? I'm going to try to find a geek to hang out with? Or
you know what? Red's Revenge is now that you brought it up.
I loved it. It was strawberry with a little chocolate. Dole Whip with a little chocolate in the strawberry soda. Fanta soda. Yep. It was very good.
Limited time, though.
I don't know. They should keep it. They should keep it. It's good. It's good. I'm a fan. So I said, you know what? I am actually going to rest. I'm going to go back to the resort. I said, why not enjoy my resort? I'll go back to the pool. We were at the Caribbean beach now. I remember the pool looked really nice. It was really hot, though, still, right? This was Halloween day. Went back to the pool, got inside the air conditioning, took off my shoes, and I laid on the bed.
And that was it.
And I was like, heck with the pool. I had like 2 hours just to chill. I said, I'll rest up.
With us? Were you?
No, I went back too.
Ken get
I didn't know it, but he was at the resort too. I didn't even know it.
Martina and I were having lunch in Hollywood Studios.
That was a salad.
The salad, and he decided to leave, so he went back.
That's right, because you did find us, and then you left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did find it. Okay.
Well, so I get on the Skyliner to because we were going to have dinner at Flying Fish, which I'm a huge fan of. It's like
one of my favorites.
One of my favorite. It is. It's been my favorite.
The service is amazing. The food is delicious. You can't find a better place on property. We love it. You're going to love it.
My favorite signature restaurant on property. I always stick this. I tell people what my favorite is. So I get on the Skyliner.
And he's like 2 buckets, 2 Skyliners behind him, not knowing that.
I didn't know that. Yeah, and
but you just told us that it was the opposite.
Well, whatever.
So we had no idea where anybody was.
Yeah. We knew they were coming, right?
I was on with 2 couples, and we were having great time. The thing about the Skyliner, I was giving out magnets and buttons on the Skyliner because you'd get on with other people.
Right.
What are you going to do but talk with each other? Yeah. You're kind of in a bucket by yourselves.
So they're on the Skyliner, and Margina and I get to Flying Fish.
Yeah, they were already at Flying Fish by this time. I was going to be right on time. I was probably going to be 10 minutes early.
But we were waiting for them outside. I think it was. Yeah.
And it stops like halfway through. And then it stopped for a minute or two, and then it moves, creeps a little bit farther, and then it stops. And they came on the announcement to say that, I think they said it. They said, we're not going to be able to drop you off at the next stop. We're going to have to drop you off the stop after. That didn't register with me right away. So we get to Epcot on the Skyliner, and they won't let us off. I mean, I'm like right there. I'm like steps away from the Flying Fish, and they won't let us off. And they won't. One group starts panicking. I know they had a child in there, and they manually opened up the door and let them out. And the couples that I was with, one of them started faking like anxiety attack. It was just a mess.
Well, you don't know if they were faking.
No, she was. Because then she said, because they come on the squawk box and they'll say, Are you okay? Is there an emergency? It's like, no, not really, but why can't they let us out? And she starts putting up a stink. And then they ask again, is there an emergency? And then I just told you what the problem, like they have this whole conversation going on. Anyways, they take us all the way back to the Riviera. So which is another like 10 minutes away. Mm-hmm. And then we had to get on. But I get off there and I look up ahead and there's Ken walking. He doesn't know I'm behind him, but I run and I catch up with him. And
so meanwhile, you had called. I guess Judy, you talked to Ken, I talked to Kurt, and we found that they were stuck. And we got to go in there because we've got this reservation. We don't want to miss it. And we go in and we talk to the manager, I guess, right?
Who couldn't have been nicer,
right? And they sit us down, like, just have a drink and relax. And when they get there, they'll get there. So okay, fine. So
1 hour later,
we got in line to get on a bus, which I knew they were going to take us to the front of Epcot, which they did because we were going to Epcot. So they get us. Luckily, we got on the first bus crammed with a screaming kid that Ken had taken a ride with already on the gondola.
They had two buses there, and they should have had 5.
Yeah,
and it's like they knew at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and the dispatcher should have had 5 buses waiting there, but he didn't. So we were crammed onto 2 buses, and then there were still people waiting for the next buses.
So with the beginning of the Skyliner, Ken and I have talked. I mean, there's going to technically be problems. I have no idea what the problems were. It was frustrating. They wouldn't manually let us out because they could have. They just didn't. I don't think they wanted to. They probably don't feel they can get people off fast enough. It was faster to take us all the way back and put us on a bus. So then we had to go through security.
It's interesting that the doors wouldn't open at Epcot, but they would open at Riviera.
Mm. Yeah,
that's
weird.
It
is just it's hard to explain to guests. We're kind of positive
I
people
get it.
and stuff.
If you're at the station and your bucket is right there, let those people off. Tough noogies. If you're like 5 cars behind you, you can see everybody getting off, and it's not moving. You don't get off, but the people that are there, let them off. There's got to be some.
It slowed down
reason.
So you could get off too. It was just weird.
There's got to be a reason.
We had to walk. We had to go through security again, and then walk all the way from the front of Epcot
all the way down to the boardwalk.
So we ended up being an hour late to the Flying Fish. They were in a great mood. They had drinks.
Oh, we were okay. We weren't.
We had a drink.
Yeah, we're hanging 60 feet in the air, and they're over there having Western and drinks.
I had a shrimp cocktail.
Right.
For the whole week, I had my heart set on the filet mignon. So we sit down, and Mom goes, "Oh, me and Judy are going to order these tomahawk steaks, and they are so awesome." And this, I'm like, wait a minute, I just got here, and I wanted a filet mignon. What's this thing?
Well, that started his mood.
And my mood just went down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, and then can I get a beer? Can someone bring me a beer?
Hot and sweaty.
Hot. And the service just.
Well, it was weird because
it started bad.
When Judy and I first came in, I think it was the manager that talked to us if we wanted. And our server was kind of standing there, and he looked beguiled or something. He just didn't
confused?
Look like. Yeah, it was just a weird. It was a weird expression. But then that was our server. Okay, so nothing much was happening. It wasn't really till you guys got there.
Yeah.
That. Well,
it got weird.
You saw how he was.
It went downhill.
I said, okay, cut the guy some slack. He's got to be new.
Or something's off because we're an hour late. Like their whole game was off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The service got terrible, worse. Every moment that went by. I mean, the steaks were phenomenal. The tomahawk steaks.
That was good.
$150 that you share with your whoever?
It was
Fantastic.
share. They were.
So you weren't disappointed.
The
not having
food was
your filet.
fantastic.
But wait,
The
we
food
had
was
to
great.
ask for bread. You would have thought they would have brought bread to Margita
Water,
while we were
bread.
sitting there.
Nothing was
It
on
was
time.
just really off,
was
and the
totally
waiter
opposite to what I'd
really wasn't
experienced.
there. The managers were coming in and waiting on us and bringing us things.
Oh,
And
but wait, but they actually, when the guys came, they did bring us each a glass of champagne to say, "Oh, we're so
Complimentary.
glad they're here." Complimentary
Yeah.
champagne.
yeah,
And we thought, "Oh, this is good."
but it wasn't
great.
it wasn't from the waiter. Was
No,
it?
and then it went
Server?
right downhill from
No.
there.
It was
So-
a sad try because it
The
just.
food was great as usual. It didn't disappoint. I was embarrassed because I had been talking it up to you about how this
Oh,
is-
that was your first time too.
yeah,
Yeah,
So it
here
was a little
again.
weird. And,
Again, I'm talking
Yeah.
up something that I.
so
Yeah, but the potatoes, like with the chives and the sour
everything
cream
was just
and the
phenomenal.
tomatoes,
So
the
good.
roasted tomatoes,
so
were
good. Yeah, it was
So,
fantastic.
anyways, the guys ended up leaving to go meet Kevin.
Yes.
So that was at 9:00 after dessert. We sat there waiting for our check.
At least 30 more minutes.
At least 30 minutes. Finally, the manager came over and said, "Can I get you anything?" Judy goes, "Yeah, we waiting
They messed
for
up the check, right?
Well, yeah, they messed it up. But I said to him, we've never, I think, I get it. Your waiter's new and he's inexperienced. And he looked at me and said, he's not. He's one of our best servers here. That, you don't even know what to say. You're just kind of like,
I think the lesson learned here is that, and I've seen this on the podcast where I'll interview someone and they'll have a bad experience. I said, don't let that get you down.
Right.
You can go back
No,
the
because-
next time
Yeah.
and it'll
go
be
back.
totally different. I mean, the food was phenomenal.
Can you?
It was a crowded, weird time.
She's got to make a phone call. You want to
No,
put it
I'm
on
good.
stop or something?
Nope, I'm
No?
good.
Okay.
I'm good.
But we were getting concerned because we knew the Skyliner stopped running around 10 or so, and it was getting close to that. And we're thinking, so if we miss the Skyliner, Epcot's closed at 9,
The fireworks.
and the fireworks had been over forever. And are they going to let us back into Epcot? We've got to go to the front of the park. Will we even
Yeah,
get a
how we
bus?
there, right?
We can't get a bus, so if we're at the resort, then we've got to go to Disney Spring. I mean, it's like,
Yeah. It was just one of those, what happened at
weird.
Flying
Right.
Fish? And
Nothing
the
went
manager
right.
was great, and I don't know. It just was one of those, what did we just experience? It was like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
It really was. Very
Did this
strange.
just really happen? But, yeah, so, well, you'll have it
It
one
was
day when
Halloween.
it's-
It was
was
Halloween. There were Halloween
yeah,
parties
maybe
going
he was a
on.
vampire or something, and he had to go and bite a few necks or
I
something.
would like to interject that the gondola was nowhere near riding the Tower of Terror. And it's like, it's a ride, let's face it.
Yeah.
Whole lot nicer. Even if it stops, it's still a lot nicer than the
Yeah.
Tower of Terror.
It's going
as
to
far as I'm
be,
concerned.
once they get the kinks out. it
Yeah, I
is-
don't like when it stops over the water, though. Especially at night.
well, those little alligators are going to just
It's
crawl
so
right
creepy.
up on
Oh, come on. It is so creepy at night.
they actually lift each other out of the water.
and they
one
stand
gets
on
one-
top of each other,
so they
and
can
then
come
they
up
go
and
like
get
this.
it. Yeah.
They know where the tastiest
Yeah.
morsels are.
God.
Well, what were some other of the best memories of G3?
People.
People. It was all.
People.
This was all about meeting people. Yeah, there was just one great, fantastic moment constantly over and over and over again.
Yeah. We didn't even, I mean, Epcot, I think, the only thing we rode was Soarin'. We didn't do Frozen. We did all
We did the boat ride.
Well, you guys did,
Yeah, the boat ride was.
We did Spaceship Earth with.
Yes, we did. Okay.
Let's talk about
But
the boat.
usually we're, okay, Fast Pass is here. Just gone. It
We
was,
blew
we're
'em
meeting
off.
with these people and we're hanging with people. And
Did we do Figment too? We did Figment.
Yeah.
With the Castros, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The boat ride was fun. I was something I always wanted to do, so that was the first time doing that. It was fun because we could split the cost between 10 people. It's like a $350 thing
you guys
to do.
had 10 people.
We had
right?
10
Do you remember
people.
who it was?
Susan Cox and her mother.
Yeah,
Stacy.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of
Deirdre.
her name. Deirdre. I
Us
was
two.
there. You were there.
Kevin
Kevin, Deborah,
Kevin and Deborah.
and Rich
Rich and Heather.
and Heather. And so it was threatening rain there, like
Yeah.
monsoons. We had taken the Uber, which I almost lost my life on. Everyone in my community loves to do Uber. I am
The one
like,
Kevin was talking about?
I'm the worst backseat driver, but I was in the front seat. Anyways, this guy, it's like raining cats and dogs, and he's going down, the highway. And like, to me, it felt like I was like 3 feet away from the car in front of us and getting off exits and stuff. I'm like, I'm glad I survived that ride. That was the worst ride at Disney World.
Worse than Tower of Terror.
Worse than Tower of Terror. More harrowing, but we Ubered over to the beach club. But it was raining, so we hit the lounge there a little bit. And Heather and Rich and Susan and Mom, I think they were over at Epcot. And
Which lounge did you hit? The beach club, the one where we met last time?
Compass and Ale.
Compass and Ale.
Compass and Ale.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been there.
Because after we got back, I read a really good review about, in the yacht club, they have a lounge.
Yeah.
The Cruise Cup.
Oh, okay.
And we got to try that next time.
Yeah.
You got to try that.
Absolutely.
I got really great reviews.
Oh, cool.
For little bites and just the atmosphere. The Cruise Cup.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, first we had to find out whether the fireworks cruise was going to happen because it was raining.
Who do you call for that?
We actually went in
Ghostbusters.
and we went to, I think it was at the concierge
She's been
house.
waiting all night for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were there. We were the first ones there early enough, and we saw the cruise director was in the area, just happened to be close by, and basically said they wait to kind of the last minute to see if the fireworks are going to happen, if they're going to cruise. He started talking about it'll be your decision if it's raining because only half of the pontoon boat would be covered, the rest would be in water. I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to half be wet and half maybe be dry. The way it was raining because it was coming down hard, and even Heather and Rich coming over, I think got pretty wet trying to make it over. But
So
luckily,
it all stopped in time?
it stopped
It did.
Yeah, it was stopping, and we knew it was on, which was cool. And the best thing for me is to have a seat watching the fireworks
nice. It's very
real
nice.
close,
Yeah, true.
right? Because it takes you underneath the bridge where the International Gateway Bridge is, like the one between
England
UK
and
and France. And you're I thought we'd be more into obviously it wouldn't be safe to be much closer. And this is the first time seeing these new fireworks, and so to sit there.
Did you see the guys on the little speeders with the...
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that.
Wasn't that amazing to see how
Very
they go
cool.
in the dark? Like, scary.
With the kites, the lighted up kites and the fireworks. I thought it was a great show.
I did too.
I really enjoyed it. I love the music, the kids that sing or speak in it. And there's a little bit from Walt Disney or something. And I thought it was a really well done.
And they do all the attractions of Epcot.
Yeah.
The old attractions all the way up to the new.
Right. I thought it was
I
really
thought
good.
it was great, yeah.
And then we rode around the lake a little bit. We did kind of a tour around.
Oh, after?
Yeah, after.
They let you go where the fireworks were?
No. We went backwards. We went back towards the boardwalk waterways, and then over to Hollywood Studios.
Nice.
Except they wouldn't let us get off because I wanted to go to do the Star Wars fireworks.
Yeah.
Because it was at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I said, you're coming right here. Could you let us off here? And they said, no, we're not allowed.
I knew we'd be walking from the beach club.
That's starting to sound like a gondola.
Yeah, like Wendy's like, hey, anybody want to go? Let's go check out the fireworks. And don't forget, I got up
I
at
love those fireworks.
4 o'clock in the morning to be
I know.
to get on to be to Star Wars. So I'm like, yeah, I can do that. You guys might have to carry me. And then, but I was too again thinking, well, how am I gonna get home from Hollywood Studios, and would the Skyliner be running? It runs till 10:30.
Yeah.
It stops at 10:30. We had asked the guy.
Yeah.
So the fireworks got out. It's like 20-minute fireworks show.
Right.
That was awesome too. I'm so glad that was still running and we could do that.
So as long as you're in line, they're not going to stop it.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
As long as you're in line waiting.
You have to get past. If you get past this spot, we're gonna let you on the Skyliner. And everything worked out.
Well, that's good.
That was great. I want to mention one other meetup, which was we were in Star Wars, and we were doing that picture. It was Mom and Judy and Ken and I. I don't know if anyone else was with us. We were getting in line for that picture that we were talking about. Deirdre was the ball with the picture from the top. And this young lady, this woman, small little woman, comes up to me. Hey, are you Kurt Stone? And I was like, yeah. And
another one.
It was Judith Lee. And Judith says, yeah, I listen to your podcast. I recognize she's been involved with the Facebook group and everything. And can I get a picture? And I don't know, we had she was really nice, had a nice fun chat with her as we were after, I think it was right after we took our picture. Her husband was walking around taking pictures.
Yeah.
So I had another fun meetup.
Well, I have the last question, probably the most important one.
Oh, no.
The biggest question from your listeners. You ready?
Yeah.
When's G3 going to happen again?
In the works, right? It's being discussed.
Now, listen, I I have to listen to what Mom and Judy tell me to do. So I have.
That's right.
They have to come up. People started talking about this. Have been already starting to speak to this, and we'll have to keep having these conversations. So no promises yet. But my first thought, as I heard Kevin's plans, that he's going to be going back in February of 2021. Right. Mom and I have an important wedding to do in October of next year. I love that time of year to do the Grand Geek. I mean, for me, in my mind, I'd love to do it, every year around the same time. I was thinking before, she's like, it was too hot. Maybe it was too hot. It
was this year.
It was unseasonably hot for this particular one. I was even thinking maybe it would be maybe first week of December or end of November. In my head, I was starting to think those things.
You cannot do it in December.
No?
You have a previous commitment in December. It's called Puppitude.
Oh, okay. Well,
You're the host.
no, not the first week of December.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do, yeah. Okay.
No, we're on the road.
See what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that go into
the
this.
first week of December, yes.
All right.
The week after Thanksgiving,
All right, in the works.
As we talk right now, I like the idea of going back when Kevin goes
Yeah.
in February of 2021, which is more than a year. It's more than a year, but it's not that much more. So,
Yeah.
February 2021 or January 2022.
yeah, both. He's planning on, if that's the
Getting an
works.
annual pass and
Yes.
doing it that year.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we could, February would work. We tend to go that.
We do that.
anyways.
Yeah, we've been doing that.
Push it
anyways.
back a little bit.
See? So I thought that might work with them. We haven't had a chance to even talk about this amongst ourselves yet.
Okay, so your listeners will be the first to know.
The gears are working.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
It was a different kind of trip. We made all our plans. We did all our fast
And
passes.
I think we blew all our fast passes
We
off.
did.
We hardly
It
used
was-
any of them.
About the people.
Yeah.
About all you guys. All you geeks.
Yeah, I'm just so
That
thankful.
was the best part.
I'm so thankful for all the work, if you want to call it that, all the engagement and all the people that are involved, that stay involved, that just people that came up to me. Deandra, I'm thinking of Jeff Opolka's wife, she's kind of quiet, but we were at the meetup and she pulls me over and she says, I got to tell you, this meetup is just unbelievable. These people that are here are just so fantastic. She says, you must be really like blown away with this. And she goes, I just want to thank you for what you've done here. And I have gotten that from those little moments where people have just pulled me aside and said, thank you so much for what you've done. And I'm thinking in my head, all I did was get behind a mic and try to shine the spotlight on a few people.
You know what, though? If you go on the Facebook page, sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of Facebook because it's hard to use. Sometimes you look for stuff and it's gone and you can't. But I try to check in because of the group. There's always something going on that Facebook all the time. All the geeks.
And everybody's
Constantly.
so helpful.
Yeah. You
If
need
you-
anything,
You ask a question, you get
that's
such
the place
great
to go.
answers.
Yeah.
I think the amazing thing was, and you touched upon it before, so many different people started so many different events that happened.
Yeah.
There was no real, we're going to do this, or we're going to do it just happened. And people stepped up and said, well, I'm going to make the boat cruise, and I'm going to do the Kessler Run, and I'm going to do a bingo, and everybody just participated and helped. It was fantastic.
I'm so thankful for this community and the people that, like you said, I don't have time. I could never do what happened and plan it and do it right. And again, just like you guys are saying, for the Facebook group, people that answer questions for new people who give really thoughtful and wonderful answers that I couldn't even give myself. Things I don't even know half these things.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Sorry.
No, that was like a ta-da.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful that I don't have to really police it very much. And
Judy does that for you.
Well, if something goes wrong, we hear about it quickly. We've had a couple incidents where we've had to do that. But
We have blocked a couple of people.
But all in all,
Very.
we've
It's not like other
It's not. It
groups.
wasn't geeks really. It
No,
was
and I mean, I follow other groups, and the nasty answers that you get on some of these other groups for simple questions, that doesn't happen on our group, because you might get somebody who's brand new, And to them, it's a very important question.
And they're a little bit scared, maybe to...
And everybody is so nice, and they answer it and give them such a great answer. Who, first-timers, they can be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
We just sent a first-timer down last week. A couple of times we've sent first-timers, and it's like, it seems so easy to us, and it's overwhelming to them. Mm-hmm. And this group helps them with great answers.
Great resource.
Yeah, we'll just finish with that. I'm just want to let everyone know I'm so thankful for everybody who participates, and it just shows their love for this group in Disney World and has fun with us. I can't imagine how much more fun it's going to be as we continue to, if you say fast growing, but I don't know how much better it can get. I'm telling you, I had these God moments that were, for me, were just like, I kept saying, oh my God, this is just, it was just mind blowing. So thank you everybody who chipped in.
To all the geeks.
And we love you all, and we can't wait to see you again. That's probably the hardest part now.
Yeah.
Is getting back into real life.
Waiting to see everybody again.
Wendy, you did a great job.
Thank you, Wendy.
Awesome job, Wendy.
I just answered my little questions.
I see some co-hosting in the future.
There you go.
Yeah.
We built another.
Well, we're not that far from Albany.
No, absolutely not.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Great job, Wendy, coming down to Connecticut and capturing my thoughts on the Grand Geek and Gathering and our October trip. Thank you so much, Wendy, for being such a great super geek and friend of the show. That was so awesome of you to do that. Really enjoyed that. Hope you guys enjoyed that perspective too from all of us that put on the podcast. And thanks to Allison Lee for the intro that she did last December. Yeah, I like to sometimes, if I don't have an introduction that you guys have sent me in recently, I go back a year and see what I had from last year. And so that was from Allison from last year. Great endorsement of Momma and Judy from the Traveling Tiaras and the traveling agency that we do. Just yesterday, Mom was helping Allison and some of her friends. She's got a girls trip she's doing to Disney World, and she was making some adjustments. I think she was adding another night for one of her friends. She does a lot of that. Our travel agents, you know how you guys have different changes that come up. So they contact us and we make those changes for her. She was doing that for Allison. I hope you have a great trip coming up here, Allison, and thanks for booking with us. I love these intros you guys do for us, and you can create one too. We love it. It's fun. It's easy. Just get on a cell phone. Your smartphone has got all kinds of audio recording capabilities. You could just do it as a video. That's even easier. Send it in to me. I'll just rip the audio out of that. I can suggest that you just tell us your name, where you're from, and one of those fun or two Disney World facts about yourself. Then you go geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and the whole geeking family. And then I'll play that and you can listen to it back. It's kind of fun to do that. We have an amazing private Facebook group. When you come in, I ask you 3 different questions and then I pre-qualify everybody. So we get such great compliments on all the questions that people get answered there, and people are so friendly and they just give great answers to questions, and then we just have fun. One of the things I do every day is I make a post. It's usually got a theme. Monday is the latest podcast episode. Tuesday, I do a geek tip of the week, and Wednesday is snacking. Thursday is drink day. Foodie day on Friday, and Saturday is my favorite picture day. And then Sunday, I pick a Geek of the Week. And this week, the winner for the Geek of the Week is going to get a magnet, one of those Geeking On WW fridge magnets. And it's Stephanie Watson. Thank you, Stephanie, for posting in our group. Stephanie's also a client of ours. She books her trips down there to Walt Disney World. And she posted on the Foodie Friday day, I posted Glenn Kessler's breakfast bowl when we were in Galaxy's Edge. Him and his brother, I don't remember who was with us, but we stopped in for breakfast before we went to Galaxy's Edge. Those breakfast bowls in Disney World are pretty good. This one's over in Toy Story Land, Woody's Lunchbox, and it's got those potatoes and gravy, tater tots. And I always like to ask what your perspectives. Put your pictures in there too, so it's fun. Everyone learns some great tips by doing that. There's some great quick service breakfasts in Disney World. I love the bowls. I had one at Coronado Springs that was just really fantastic. So thank you again, Stephanie, for all your support and posting in our private Facebook group. And I'm going to send you a Geekin' on WDW fridge magnet. Until these run out, I've only got, I think, a few left. I'll have to make an order coming here in the first of the year. And then I'll just keep on doing that. Well, there are a couple of ways you can voluntarily support us, and one of them is supporting us through our patreon.com account. And patreon.com is a place where you can go and pledge a monthly donation to our show. And it's so exciting to me that this Patreon support was really started organically by our super geeks, Glenn Kessler, Kevin Curtis Allen, two of them that reached out to a bunch of the people in our Geekin' family to promote patreon.com. And I'm so thankful, grateful, and amazed for all of your support. I appreciate it so much. So hugs and thank yous to all you who support us here at the podcast. And I want to especially thank this week Deidre Watts, who increased her donation to the show, and also Claudia Castro, good friends of ours, who she also posted her support through Patreon this past week. So thank you so much, guys. We now have 31 Patreons. I love it. It's so amazing. I'm delighted. I just love it every week to get those contributions. And if you want to do that, they're donating like $5, $10. I even got someone doing $20. One's doing $15. So really appreciate it. It helps me to do so many different things with the podcast, and I so appreciate it. And I'd like to do more for you Patreon folks. So this week I started posting the live recordings. I still have some from my January 2019 trip. I have 3 of those left. I posted one of them into the feed on Friday. This is something Patreon has offered recently, where I can make a posting of an audio recording. So you guys are going to get sometimes some advanced audio recordings. The week before, I posted Kevin's second part 2 there. It was kind of funny. Wendy Fox messaged me, and she was doing some baking. She probably from Christmas cookies or something. And she was like, I really would like to listen to Kevin's part 2 of his trip report, because I kind of teased that out. And I was like, oh, this is a great opportunity. It was on my list of things to do. So I went out there and I posted that early. I had it all done, and I posted it on Sunday early in the day, and she was able to listen to that doing her baking. So that really motivated me to start doing more of these. And I'm going to finish out the last 3 episodes really quickly. I want to get those out there. And then I'm going to start posting the G3 live recordings. And you guys that don't support on Patreon will get them eventually as I put them in the regular feed. But it's just a little bonus for the Patreon supporters to get those early. Well, the other way you can support us is through our travel agency. Each week we share awesome tips for your Disney trip planning. But you can instantly gain all those advantages of knowing what to do down in Disney World. Contact Momma and Auntie Judy at travelingtiaras@gmail.com. You can get EJ and Jennifer on their Little Dole Whips Facebook page. We are authorized Disney planning agency through Fairy Tale Concierge. We're platinum now, guys. That's a special place to be in the Disney travel agents. Platinum is their highest level, and that's what we are. So I love it when all of our geeks contact us. They do bounce backs with us. They transfer their trips that they booked to us, and then we can help them with their fast passes and ADRs and make all those little changes. Mom and Judy are on the phone. You know, it's a pain to get on the phone with Disney sometimes. The phone lines and their systems are messed up. It's kind of fun when you finally get through to them, but it's hard to get through to Disney sometimes. Let Mom and Judy do all that for you, and they watch out for you. When those discounts pop up, they look out ahead for you. They do follow-up Fridays. They're such a great team. They know all that technical stuff of booking, and they can help you with all kinds of things. I can even help you if you want to get on the phone with me. Don't forget, try out those bounce backs. If you've already booked your trip and you just found us, but you'd love for us to be your agent, you can transfer your booking to us as long as it's been within the last 30 days of that booking. So we really appreciate that. That, quite honestly, is where most of our clients come from. They book their own trips, they transfer to us, or they do a bounce back. It's a great way to get our knowledge and let us be part of your team. Let us be your guide. We'd love to do that. And we love talking Disney World all the time. If you want to get a hold of me, you can email me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. I love hearing from you guys, and I love talking to you individually. If you want to get on a Skype or a FaceTime, or you want to do a trip report, just contact me. I love doing your trip reports. I've got a bunch that I've got in the can right now, but I'll do my best to schedule that with you. You might hear my voice. I got this little cold. I finally went to the doctor yesterday. I've had this since I got back from Disney World. It's been a sinus infection recently. Hopefully I can get this thing out and get rid of it. I got some amoxicillin, cough drops, and all that jazz. But we're powering through. We love Disney World. We love talking to you about Disney World. Thanks for going to Disney World with us every week here at Geekin', and we really appreciate you listening. geeking with us every single day on the private Facebook group. And we love you, geeks. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true. He's going to join in. We'll have a part 2 to this.
Are we not allowed to talk now?
No, you are.
No, absolutely.
Just
We could chime in.
try to let her get out of me what she wants to get out of me.
I want to get out of you. There it is. No.
You saw the questions, Kurt. Did you see the questions?
No.
Did you want to
No.
look at them at all or no?
Nah,
Okay. All right.
they're good at winging it.
We're just going to munch and interrupt.
Okay. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Looks like we're getting good sound from my little recorder here too.
You're on?